good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. We're back.
We are back.
We're back. Mikey's still coaching for some reason. But we're back.
Am I?
We're back. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff because the last time we were on the podcast, a lot of stuff happened.
Since the last podcast.
We're going to talk group stage of the World Cup.
Since the last podcast, a lot of stuff has happened.
Yes. So we're going to go over our predictions, what we think about the World Cup coming up and the group stages, Champions League results. There were some surprises, some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
The coming up of the next round, the second game for champions, and whatever falls into place. Maybe some Benzema talk.
Yeah.
But
Sounds good. There's been a lot of good stuff.
yeah.
A lot of interesting things.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. So what do you want to start with?
The World Cup. The draws happen.
Yeah.
In my strong opinion, it feels pretty balanced. I don't think there's going to be one side of the bracket where
Yeah.
it's the best teams. I think it's really scattered this time.
I haven't checked it fully, but there's always I think in the years past it's always been like, how do I put this? If it always seems like it was purposely meant the first teams should be like on this side or
one
sorry.
side of the bracket.
Yeah, like one side of the bracket, like those should be the teams that should be like the strong teams that end up going like that won the group, and it seemed like it was catered a lot to those stronger teams, and then they end up being second place, and they end up all going on one side completely, and then the teams that you didn't expect to really be the stronger teams end up being on the, I guess, so-called the stronger side as of the when they get out of the groups. I haven't looked at that yet in terms of like who's being grouped with what. Like if the winner of Group A goes out against the winner of Group E, or the second place of Group E.
I have.
So I haven't checked it fully. I'm
to
assuming
find
it's that. Looking at it, I think it goes A to E, B to F, C to G, and D to H. So from my understanding, it looks like the teams that are in Group D whoever is obviously first and second, will pair up with the teams of Group H.
In some sense,
right?
I think so.
I think that's generally how it's worked out. And then you end up getting strong teams in the first round sometimes because again, the way it seems like half the time is the given team in terms of everyone believes it's going to win the group is going to be that first group, so they automatically assume that these two teams won't match up. Like, these two teams are not going to play each other in the first round. They'll probably meet each other in the semis or the quarters or whatever. Right. But then again, every World Cup has been something different and something somewhat of a surprise.
Yeah, but like I said, I think this one looks like the balance of the bracket is going to be pretty good. I mean, how Croatia last time I had, they kind of went, so I'm just saying, I think it's going to be a little bit more balanced.
It does look more balanced. I think somebody asked me the other day, they asked me, well, who's the group of death? And I'm like, honestly, I don't see one. I see multiple ones in terms of like,
well, I think
the teams are, I wouldn't say massively like, oh my God, if that team doesn't make it, like, wow. Like, no, it just seems like anybody can beat anybody. That's what it seems like. And it just seems like one of the groups seems like it's going to be a more competitive group and more, I guess you could say, intense group to watch, as opposed to some of them where, don't get me wrong, again, like all the games are going to be intense because, again, even the lower end teams surprise you, especially going into the World Cup, because they give it's all or nothing for most of them, and some come out surprisingly. So to see most of these groups and seeing them who they are and what they have, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited. I don't see a game that's like, I don't want to watch that game. You know what I mean? Because there's been some like that. They're like, who's going to really watch it? Like, you know what I mean? But it seems like every game would be well enough to watch. Because
even though you might still not watch it,
because
these games are at 4 a.m. The first game, the first game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's gonna be like the time when
4 a.m.
Yeah, it's like 4, I think.
When was the last time that was? That was Japan, huh? But even those were like 11 at night and like 1 a.m. because it was Japan. But I don't ever remember. I don't think there was one ever. Not even the Russia ones were that early.
No, the Russian wasn't that early, but
the Russian one. That's weird because Russia's further. Isn't Russia further out than
Because Russia's bigger, just like Qatar is just like right
underneath
here.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess I thought
because I was checking, and the first game, the second games would be either at 8 p.m. in the morning, or 9 p.m. So 8 or 9 would be either those, and then the third final game of the day would be like at 10 or 11.
Okay, that's it. That's
so 5 o'clock would be the first game.
Yeah, I
get 5 or 6.
Yeah,
from what I double checked.
Okay,
but like I think in my strong opinion, in the whole group stage, I think there's actually going to be surprises. I think this is going to be one of the, like, I'm not saying crazy, but like I think there's going to be some good surprises because, like, as I keep looking at the group, as I mess around with the little like simulators that I've gone through, I think there's going to be some good surprises, and I think it's going to be a World Cup to be like, holy shit, that's going to happen. That could possibly happen type of deal.
I don't remember if there was ever a time where there was a team that was that came in and just did like poorly, like just badly, like they couldn't even score a goal.
Yeah,
I don't know who
Spain after they won the World Cup.
No, but they didn't like lose like 5-0, did they?
Yeah, against Netherlands. They were in the group.
Oh yeah, that was the first game.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
There you go. That's it. That's that.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was that bad.
Maybe it was. Okay, this is what happens when it's maybe it was years.
That bad that it's like. But you kind of like you don't care about
that's
it.
The thing.
I think so.
That's why I'm kind of surprised. Like as much as I like.
Actually, that was the shock. Then France that one year. When the whole team walked out of practice.
Right. And
so a few I remember now.
Again,
okay, I'm trying to remember now.
Same with Germany. They won it in Brazil, and they didn't advance to the next one.
Because that one was shocking. So you're right.
There's been some articles, there's been some memes like, oh, is it going to be again that curse of winning the first World Cup because France won and they have legit players and they didn't do good in the Euros and they have a decent group. Denmark. So here's the thing. Denmark to me is good. Because of how we've seen the Euros. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think all balance all around. I mean, like
you understand. You know what? But you understand what Denmark's playing for, right?
For Hendrickson.
For Christian Eriksen.
Is it Eriksen?
Eriksen. I mean, come on. It's like if you beat Denmark, it's like shame on you, you know?
Okay, might as well just give it to Ukraine. Like, why even have the playoffs?
Well, that's the thing, too. I don't know if because they still got to do the playoff.
Yeah,
because,
that's
who are they playing?
Well, let's go to the groups.
Well, anyways,
let's start we'll go to there. Right, let's do that. We're going to go by each groups. Let's start with A. Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. Let me go first. I'm actually going to go Netherlands and Qatar advancing.
Is Van Gaal still gonna coach? Did they say he's still gonna coach?
It looks like he's still coaching. I see like
because he's got like bad like cancer.
Oh, is that what they said? Is that what it is? I haven't read into it. I just see pictures.
He's got is it prostate cancer? So he's got really bad. Like it's like really bad apparently. But from what I'm hearing, that he's gonna do the World Cup and then once he's done, he's done. But again, that's
9 months.
That's still a few months away, and if he can't progress, that's gonna be tough. So it's sad. It's unfortunate. We hope he recovers well and can get through it.
But that could be made unless they
and that if you can't have your coach. I mean, we've seen it before where we've seen some of these teams get rid of their coach months before the World Cup, and then they're just a disaster in the World Cup. So
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that he was. I just saw pictures. I didn't read into it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, then
I don't know. That's a question mark.
I still want to lean into my prediction or who's going to go out of the group.
Yeah.
I didn't even say who's going to win the group. Well, it was going to be Netherlands winning the group and Qatar.
I was going to go Netherlands and Qatar also.
If you're telling me this now, this group can be a wild card type group where it's like Ecuador and Qatar go.
Yeah. Well, Senegal.
You know what I mean? Like now it's almost anyone.
If I remember correctly, Mane is at Senegal, right? And they just won.
Yeah. No, is it Ghana or Senegal?
I think it's Senegal. I'll double check, but I want to say it's Senegal. And
we're soccer fans, we don't even know.
I know, right? I want to say it's Senegal. And they actually did pretty good against a strong Egypt team.
Senegal.
Against Salah. It was basically between both of them who's going to go to the World Cup and who's not going to go.
I don't know, man. Those lasers.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, all right, we'll allow it somehow.
They're like, hey, today we can get lasers for the final game.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Did you see the videos?
I saw the videos.
Dude was like,
that was insane.
The guy was like,
that was insane. I mean,
I was like, what the?
I I mean, I wonder how much of effect it really have because usually anybody with laser something like that, just something shiny, you kind of just you have that reaction of just like kind of going like that. But I'm surprised that none of them really had that kind of reaction
because they were even doing it to their goalie.
Mm-hmm. I saw that too, so I'm just like. But in terms of the teams and how they've played, Qatar surprised the hell out of me at the Gold Cup. They've improved a lot. I mean, I'm hoping that since Xavi's left and I think LeBlanc is still there, whoever's there, I think a couple of decent coaches are still there that are actually helping in that country. So hopefully that's the case because. I mean, they're the host country. You obviously want them to do well, and like I said, I was shocked to see how well they played against when they came into the Gold Cup, and then years prior to that when they had the Confederations Cup, they were a disaster. I think they had like 16 goals against them in the 3 games or something, and they only I think they scored 1 goal out of the whole thing, and it was pretty bad. But from what I saw then to the Gold Cup, I'm like. That was a massive turnaround the way they play. So I think they'll make a good run. I think Senegal should make a good run. Ecuador could be surprising also. And then Netherlands, I'm sure it's favored for Netherlands to take the group, but again, World Cup, you never know.
I don't know now. I'm kind of changing my idea.
I'm going to go Netherlands. They're not a real consistent team, but they got some pretty quality players.
This is not it's the World Cup. Yeah. I understand. But the team that they're in against the team that they played with the inconsistency. Yeah. Again, we're I don't want to sound like we're contradicting ourselves, but like I said, it's almost anyone can beat anyone. Yeah. But if you feel like Netherlands, this would feel a little bit more at ease.
For me,
see, this is already tough. We're still.
I know we're still the first group. We still got another 7 other groups to go through. Jesus. I'm gonna go Senegal and Qatar. I like the Netherlands, but not because of the whole coaching situation, but the players that they do have that are quality players, honestly, haven't had a consistent year.
But who's taking the group?
Taking the group
with those two, because I didn't say that for me.
I'd give the upper hand to Senegal. Okay, I'd give the upper hand to Senegal.
Again, now that you told me what you told me about the coach, and now that we just literally looked over kind of how the Netherlands has been. I'm gonna give it a slight edge to Qatar over Ecuador, but I think you said
I said Senegal.
Senegal and who?
Senegal and Qatar.
Okay, so I feel like it could be the same now after you told me the coach. Yeah. Senegal taking the group, and Qatar.
I say Qatar going in a second. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be one of those. If it's gonna be. It wouldn't be a shocker to me now that you said about the coach, but if the coach is there, I'll still hand to my first and them taking the group with Ecuador.
All right. Group B.
Group B. England, Iran, USA, or Ukraine, Wales, or Scotland. Let's go with that. Let's go over those 3 real quick so we can. I strongly believe Wales is going to pull it off. As much as Ukraine has this support going on. Hold on. After watching Bale play.
I was going to go on.
I watched the game, watched the highlights, and he keeps playing he plays like that the next game. They should be in.
I'm leaning.
They're waiting on
Scotland and Ukraine. Yeah. So I was going to lean towards Wales. I mean, as much as I would love Ukraine, but I'm going to be honest with you, with everything going on over there, I wouldn't be surprised if they just, bow them out because of everything happening. And I feel bad for that because it's the game is scheduled to be played in June. Yeah. And as far as we know, who knows if that is ever going to happen. So they may default Scotland just to go through with this. The only other thing I can think of is they may delay it all the way till no, they can't because the Wales would still have to wait. Yeah,
they would probably just.
You're talking about 3 teams. Yeah, they might have to move.
I don't know where the game is at, but obviously it's like Ukraine. So.
But then again, it's like the players that represent Ukraine. I don't know exactly where they're at. I don't know if they're because we've been hearing with Ukraine, a lot of people have been literally giving up whatever their profession career just to go help and go into the war and stuff like that. So that's an interesting.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I didn't think that could probably no one has said it, but I didn't think of that they could possibly
because
you don't have enough players. They don't want to play. What's going on?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's what I'm saying. Like it just depends on the situation at hand, and obviously everyone's only just hoping and wishing for the best for that country. So it's just
true. Let's think it is gonna play out. Where can we go? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Like I said, as much as I would love it. I mean, if a different circumstances, I still think Ukraine would probably go forth beating Scotland, and then probably going against Wales. And if all this was not a factor, I would put my money on Ukraine for that matter, and then for them to go through. But with everything happening, I feel like the slight edge would go to Wales because, Bale's on a mission. I mean, from everything that's been going on in the last games, I guess he's played for Wales. Like everyone's wondering, like where's that been? Like where's that Bale been?
I don't want to go too away from the World Cup, but the way I hear them talking about him is like how you said, like, oh, where's he been? Why all of a sudden? Like you guys don't understand. You guys are not playing him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zidane didn't like him. There was a thing, whatever, right? So he was like, why the fuck am I going to try if this coach is not going to put me in? Yeah. So that part, and then when he went to Tottenham, he played as much as he could, right? And he said some shit like, oh, I'm getting ready for Euros. Yeah. Euros happen. Great, cool. Like, goes back to Madrid. He gets injured again. Yeah. So it's, again, he's one of those injured pro. He's like, that's what he's been in most of his career. He's like Dembele at the same. They both get injured, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, now he comes back from injury. So what do you want, like, him to do? Like, if you don't put him in a Champions League game right away, or like in a La Liga game, it's like you're not like rolling him out to play the rest of the season. Yeah. So he's gonna be like, what the fuck? The only thing I get praised at is at Wales. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him that's for my country. But at Real Madrid, it's like, am I gonna play? Yeah. I did everything you guys asked for. Yeah. Like it's Ancelotti now. It's not Zidane. So it's like you've seen me before. You know? Yeah. So I think it's one of those things. Like I think he's probably on a mission, but at the same time, I think he just knows like. I enjoy myself right now more at Wales.
Yeah, which happens with a lot of players, especially when they play for their country. Yeah. It happens. Yeah. So I guess I'll stick with that with Wales. So I'll say they'll be in there.
We're gonna go with Wales on this. Yeah. So Wales. Like either one of them, if it was Ukraine, or like I don't know if this is the group or death, but it's a competitive one. Now you have Wales with Bale and some of those good players that play in England, right? Yeah. So it's. England understands mostly these players in Wales.
Of course. You
know? Yes. So I don't know. Could we call this the group of death?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
because of the rankings came out. You know that.
But see, when people consider the group of death, as far as my understanding, is that no, it's at least 3 teams are in the top 10, from my understanding, from what I remember from years past. That or the top 20. Okay. But I think now lately, because of the way some of these teams have been like producing and playing, me and you have already mentioned this, the ranking system we believe is a joke. Yeah. So it's like at any point, a very low end team can't compete against a high level international team.
This is how horrible the ranking system is. Italy still ranked 6th in the world after losing the final game to Macedonia and their last qualifying game. Yeah. Which is 2 big games. Yeah. Yet they're still ranked 6th.
Yeah. Again, it is what it is at this point. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So it's like you just never know now, especially before it used to be like, yeah, they're number 1. No one could touch that team. But now it's like, we just said Italy 6 and Macedonia was, God, we know, maybe over 100 and somehow.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, and ended up shockingly beating them, and it's like, okay, and then they go and play Portugal and gave them a good run. Yeah, they played them a good game. It was a good game. I mean, the first goal they gave up was a simple, like a massive mistake that just basically Portugal was handed to on a plate, and they took advantage of it, right. And then they went at them again. And they were credit to the goalkeeper and the defense. I mean, they were really stopping some massively good shots. Yeah. And then they just counter them on a simple mistake again, and it goes 2-0. So it's like, but if you watch the game, you would not think you take away the uniform, the name, you would think it was a team that was probably at a high caliber that can compete against a Portugal team, which I was surprised about. I was like, wow. I was like that, and that's the thing I think we're gonna see with the World Cup. I think in years past, it's probably been a little bit one-sided for the heavier European teams, but I think these last 4 years. Or maybe even the 8 years, leading up to this one, a lot of these countries have now kind of stepped up their game and really produced more players. Because I think ever since the whole Iceland thing,
I'm sure everyone looked at it. And
I think everyone saw that and said,
"We gotta do something.
we gotta do something about our country because if they are capable of doing that, then why can't we do that?"
Yeah, and it was 500,000 people in the country,
like less than that or something like that. Yeah, like it was probably one of the smallest. I think they said it was one of the smallest nations of population that was in the Euros.
Yeah.
At the time, so. I'm sure every country saw that and said, "Yep,
yeah, that's
we have to find some way to invest in these things or get our people to go out there." And it is a massive project for some of these countries.
And like you said, I think we feel the same way because, like you said, what I was about to say as you were speaking, I feel like the European teams saw that, right, or whatever they did to evolve their training and their soccer in their countries, because you look across the board. Every single team in Europe in this World Cup is good enough to go to the next round.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it's like how you said it, the group of death thing is I understand where like you said the top whatever, but now it's more like okay, wait, if they're not top 20, but they had a run at Euros, you know what I mean? Like again, that team or whoever, those teams had a run. So it's so when you look at Group B, obviously I don't know how Iran how they are, but they did decent in the last World Cup where they almost beat Portugal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that was the game that went 3-3, right?
No, it was 1-1.
Oh, okay, but it was down to the wire.
The last, I think it was the last goal. The last minute that Iran could have scored and won, and he hit it.
I remember.
It was close. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched them since then.
Yeah.
But if that's a team that can do that.
Yeah.
Imagine against, England. Yeah. They can do it against England. They can do it against Wales and U.S. So it's we don't know. It's one of those things. And so to just move along, I think for me, this is where I'm actually gonna feel like a big surprise. I think I'm gonna give USA taking the group, and England going second. I think England's gonna mess up a game against I'm not saying Iran, but I think either Wales. Or they lose to Wales or USA, but USA is gonna have I think USA is gonna take the group. I'm going that high for them because I'm gonna tell you I've never liked England how they play with all the best players that they have, because to me that coach still doesn't know how to put the players that he needs on the pitch. He has Rashford on the bench. He has Sancho. He has Grealish. He has every single player in the Premier League where I'm just half of them don't even play.
Well, okay. Well,
so I'll get to my.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna finish. The main reason why I'm saying USA is gonna take the group is I think they're just on an impact level of a stride that they finally got over a hump. I hope they don't just relax. I think they're not gonna relax. I think they're gonna be like, all right, guys, we did our mission. Now let's fucking continue this and fucking shock the world by at least taking the group. When we go to the brackets, that's a different story for me.
Yeah.
But I think they can shock the world by okay, we took a group.
Yeah.
And that, to me, would be the best success U.S. has ever had in this type of group.
Yeah.
Because, let me backtrack. They actually did that once against England, right? Didn't they take the group?
I don't remember.
They did. They took a group in one of the World Cups.
I can't remember.
Double check. They did. I think Donovan was there. I think they against Portugal.
Oh, yes. It was them, Portugal.
And Mexico? No, they played Mexico in the next round.
It was them, Portugal, Ghana. I don't think it was England.
They took the group.
But I know which one you're talking about, because that's when Portugal came in second. Oh, no, that's when Portugal didn't even get out of the group.
But England was in the group, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Let me check that one.
I can't remember what year it is, but they took a group. I think you could just Google USA men's taking a group World Cup.
Let me see.
But I'm just liking the way that I feel that they can go into that. I know there's some key injuries right now, but again, 9 months away. Guys got to just come back and healthy and start strong in the beginning of the season, because you're thinking about what? August and September.
I think it was the Brazil one.
2014?
Yeah, I think it was the Brazil one. Yeah, I think it was that one. I'm going to check right now.
With
2014.
The one
that was the one where they lost to Belgium. Yeah, they had Portugal in the group. Yep. It was the Brazil one. It was Germany, it was them, Germany. Hold on.
And Portugal.
It was Ghana,
Portugal,
and Germany.
And they took the group. No?
Yeah, because that was the one Germany didn't get out.
You can check if they took the
I
group.
know, I'm checking right now.
No. That's the World Cup in Brazil against Argentina.
Sorry. No, they didn't get that one.
No, it's further back.
So
I'm talking about like 2022, I think. 2002 when Brazil won it, I think. I'm thinking that World Cup.
Let me see. No, I think that was the one where they beat Germany. Oh, no, they didn't beat Germany. They had like a massive showing against Germany. No, they didn't. No. Wait, why is it giving me that one again?
I could have sworn they took group.
Hold on. Now it's giving me all of them all of a sudden. 2010.
2010?
It was them, England, Slovenia, and Algeria.
And they took the group.
That was the one where Donovan scored at the last second.
So hold on. What was the group?
USA, England, Slovenia, and Algeria. Yeah. And they only won one game, but that was
the group.
But they took the group with 4 goals for, 3 against, and England had 2 for and 1 against, but they had more goals.
And that's 2010.
And that was 2010.
And remember the players in 2010 for
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's possible. Again,
that team at that time, I didn't have confidence in that team. The England team that I see now.
Here's what I'm saying. Like the team that they had in the Euros.
Let me see if they
was
even
cool.
show.
But I still don't think England's strong enough.
I don't think it's gonna show it. No, it's not gonna show it.
But that game was 1-1 in the group.
The
England USA in 2010.
Let me check. I didn't check. I think it was 1-1. 2010. Matches. Whoops. That game
should be 1-1.
Why does it keep giving me that one? I don't want that one. It's not gonna show me. I don't know why it doesn't show me.
But it should be a 1-1.
It might have been 1-1.
From the last time I checked, it was 1-1.
It's not giving me the match.
Because you said they only had 1 win, 2 ties.
Yeah, 1 win and 2 ties.
So did England, right? Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, 1 win, 2 ties.
So,
but it didn't. It's not gonna show me.
My final say. That's the history of it. I'm gonna lean towards USA to just have a good feel, win and take the group. As for England, again, I'm not convinced with England. I still haven't been convinced for a very long time. And if Wales comes in, they're gonna do enough. They're gonna be one of those. They're gonna be one of the guys. They're gonna be England for USA to take the group. That's how I feel. But that's where I'm at. USA taking the group. England second.
All right.
Go ahead.
My turn. Ready? Are you sure? It's probably gonna be one of the most disappointing things for USA this year. I swear to God. So? Yeah, because it's a disaster the way they won those last 2 games. It's a disaster. I mean, there was a massive high expectations for them. Massive. And to not win the group and to be in this project of having these players since the time they didn't make the World Cup, which was 14. So you're talking about 4 years. Oh, no. Sorry. 2018. They didn't make that one. So obviously 2017, they had these
5
caliber.
years. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. I looked at it. The Canadian coach took over, I think, a year prior to that. So he's had the team for 6 years. Okay. USA got rid of their coach after that and then brought this guy in, the one that they have currently, I think a year after, however so. One guy had 5 years, the other one probably had 4 years. Okay, yes, COVID, all that stuff happened. But the thing is, USA had these caliber of players for at least 5 years. Whereas Canada had to kind of almost revamp and rebuild their entire organization year prior to it because they haven't been to the World Cup in the last 30-some years. So the expectations for Canada, I don't think were to even be in the top 3. I don't think their expectation of Canada was to be in the top 3. Okay? And for Mexico being Mexico, I think they were going to be considered, as every time, the winners of the group. Considered to win the group, like any other year. USA, on paper, I believe USA was probably by far the best team in that entire CONCACAF group. On paper. Mexico, I would say, would be second. And Canada, I mean, I think even Costa Rica probably was better on paper. And Canada maybe fourth or fifth because I can't remember who got fourth in the end. I think it was Panama, Costa Rica, Panama. I don't remember.
Costa Rica.
Okay, so there. The reason why I say it might be an embarrassment, not an embarrassment per se, but I mean like it's just gonna be a disappointment because of the expectations of what they've had to overcome and what was expected of them going into all this, even in the group. Mexico, credit to them for having the team that they had throughout the entire time and to get second out of it.
Oh, yeah, they got
Credit to Canada for being literally under the radar and massively shocking everybody and winning the group. Like they could have gone undefeated, but I think the second to last game, I didn't see. I don't know what happened. They lost 1-0, but they could have went undefeated. And not only that, they dominated Mexico and USA. And it wasn't like, oh, they won by 2-1 by a dinky goal at the end. No. And they showed up.
And some games they didn't have Alfonso Davies.
Yeah. So they put on a show. And I was shocked. I mean, I expected obviously them to win against the lower end teams, but to dominate against USA not once but twice, and then to dominate Mexico not once but twice. I think Mexico they beat them 3-0 or 4-1. I think it was a high like shocking game. I was surprised on those.
It was 3-0, 3-1.
I think it was 3-0.
It was in Canada when it was snowing, right?
I think so. No, yeah, I think so.
I think it was 3-0 or 3-1.
But
3-1. I think Mexico scored like at the end.
Yeah, I think they scored. Oh yeah, because they almost like came back, but they dominated the whole game.
Well, it was snowing as fuck.
Well, just gotta play in the snow, man. What can you do?
It's different. So we gotta go through each group.
Gotta play in the snow, man.
This fucking World Cup.
Gotta play in the snow. Anyways,
no one's playing in the snow this fall. Okay, where does it snow? Okay, it's fucking 90 every day.
This one year, the Canadians are so nice. They were like, "We brought some snow for you guys."
It's gonna melt, man.
Like I said, shocking by like yes. So for Canada to do that, and USA should have again, they've limped their way through and probably not as bad as Mexico did. Mexico like crawled their way to second place, and I don't know how the hell they got to second place in the end. But to go third in a group that was probably expected on paper for them to just like be what Canada did, I think was a massive disappointment. It was a disappointment. I mean, great. That was the goal. Fantastic. But to be part of a group that probably wasn't one of the strongest groups out of the entire, like, most of the nations that go through their, World Cup qualifiers.
Oh, CONCACAF?
Yeah. Well, just in general, just like a lot of teams, they play more stronger teams just to get to the final stage of the qualifiers, Like some teams play some pretty difficult teams. But for that to happen and with the caliber of players that they've had and the expectations and where they play, I mean, I had this conversation in my licensing class because it was funny because everyone's like, they're like, rank your how do you rank the U.S.'s qualifier? 1 being the worst ever, or 10 the perfect, everything's grass green and everything. So people put 10, some put 9, some put 8.
They were highly ranking them.
There were most of them were like a few of them were highly ranking them. One put 10, and then I put 4. And they're like, all right, we're gonna get to everyone. And I'm curious if for some of you, and I was the only one that put the lowest one 4. And I came and then I did my research and I was like, I thought it was disappointing. I was like, how did Canada out of everybody get first place?
Hold on, they asked you to speak about it. This is what you're saying?
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. They asked me, and I said, honestly, I put 4 because I was like, the expectations. I'm like, look at the players and caliber that we have. I was like, a lot of it, I truly believe had to do with the coaching. I said, for the players that we had, and to go out there, and I said to barely compete with Mexico, that was probably on their worst run in I don't know in the years that they've been in this thing. I said they're no like excitement either, but it's like they limped their way through that also, and we couldn't even take advantage of it on the second game. 0-0. I mean, they had their struggles badly. Like, I was watching that game. Mexico had no answers. They couldn't do anything. And they were just basically holding on for dear life just to get a tie out of that game. Yeah. And you're going in and obviously playing in probably one of the hardest stadiums in the world with the elevation and everything. But to still not even be able to perform against those guys, I'm like, with the players that we've had and that the country's had, it's like there's just a far better caliber of players and with what they have in terms against Mexico. So then I brought up Canada. I said, and then we got to look at Canada. I was like, you got to give credit to that coach. I was like, you got to give massive praise to that coach. I said, to take a country that was a disappointment for 30-some years.
33 years.
Yeah.
Been since the World Cup.
And for him to be, and I brought this up, and prior to it, he was the women's coach. And he did a fantastic job with the women's. And he took them all the way to a good point with the Women's World Cup. And then to take over Canada, the men's side, you're talking about a whole different ballgame in terms of, a lot of different things. And to do what he did, I was like, you got to see it right then and there, that the philosophy of whatever that coach had, obviously implemented with his team. And then the philosophy that we have, it just wasn't implemented to whatever the caliber of players that we had. So I say it's a disappointment because the expectation with the players that we have are a lot higher than what Canada has, because you're talking about players. Yeah, they all play Europe. Okay, we can't expect, but that's not the case. Especially if you have a good coach and knows what he's doing and knows how to implement the philosophy that he wants in terms of being successful and winning. It's like it's gonna show. I was like, Canada, yes, they have a couple of guys, but as opposed to our almost entire starting 11, majority of them are playing at the highest level. Yeah. It's like, okay, Pulisic obviously isn't having the greatest season, but a lot of these other guys, we can't just rely on Pulisic, but it's like everyone else are playing at a caliber well enough that they should be able to go compete against a Canadian team or a Mexico team. That's the Canadian, I guess, like I said, they give credit to them, but to Mexico, it's like they haven't had the best last couple of years that they've had in previous years. So for that, I was like, yeah, that was a disappointment. For me, that was a disappointment. And if they're going to carry that into the World Cup, I'm like, no. I was like, I'd be shocked if they even do anything against some of these other teams, because a lot of these other teams, they go into these like, this is a now or never for most of them. USA, because they've been so accustomed, we'll get in. When they go there, okay, yeah, they do okay, they perform okay, whatever. But for some of these other countries, it's like, if we don't perform now, we may never come back here again. Like this is probably our only shot to do something here. And that's why I'm like, I don't even think if they get out of the group, second, and probably like one of those where it's like they won, Iran won,
goal differential.
Oh, Wales won. Oh, like I just saw one win and like two ties. Yeah, goal differential basically, and they'll get through like that. I want to favor England because they are the more consistent team from what I've seen in terms of winning, and they haven't lost, I think, in the last maybe 10 games or something. And Iran, like I said, I think they're one of those teams again. It's like, this is all or nothing for us. Like, for a lot of us, it's like, this is our only shot right here that we can do really well and possibly get picked up by a big club, because this is what tends to happen a lot of times. Yeah. And Wales does have a high caliber of players that are playing in the Premier League and all things like that. So Wales, I think, can come in and perform as well. So going back to the whole group of death thing, this is probably kind of like that, because you could see a lot of the competitiveness in a lot of these teams. Right. USA just has to figure it out from here up until, November, to really decide on how they're going to play and the players they're going to have. And then just recently, Reina, McKinney, and a couple of guys got hurt. So hopefully they get a speedy recovery and can, go back into how they were. And they can hopefully give a good showing. But my expectations of USA doing well are not high. If they lose, it's like, all right, that's what I expected. If they win and go to the group, great, fine. I want them to perform. I want them to do well. But it's like what they're showing now. It's like, here we go again. It's like we have this chance of doing really well with all the players that we got, and then we just go and let it slip through our hands. So for me, I'm gonna say England's gonna win the group, and I always look at one of the groups, and there's always that one shock team, and I feel like Iran's gonna be that. I feel like Iran's gonna be the shock team to actually get out. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they win the group sometimes, because there's gonna be one like that. That's gonna be like, they won the group. I was like, really?
Well, I get what you're saying, because like England, USA, and Wales in this case could beat all each other, right?
Yeah.
So they'll each one have like a loss. So it's like Iran can get give one team the 2 losses.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go.
So we both have some shockers in this group.
Yeah.
I'm taking USA and England. USA taking the group. And you're taking.
I'm taking England winning the group and Iran going through.
All right. We'll see how that goes. All right. Next group.
So I had to go through a rant for USA because.
So I was like,
I had to.
I was like, just fucking pick one, dude.
I had to. I had to.
And I was like,
I was holding that in.
And I was waiting for like, USA still going.
No, right? No.
Like, all right. So,
No.
So for you, USA is not going to
No,
go.
they're not gonna go. I you know what, like I said, I was holding that in since that whole conversation because I was getting upset with some of these coaches that are in there. They're like, yeah, man, we got through, and da-da-da. Like they had high praise. Like this was the goal. We qualified. I'm like, this is why we struggle as a country, guys. So I was like, there's no trophy for just qualifying. Like that's not the end goal here. The end goal is to be successful and really compete against these teams because great, we win, fantastic, awesome. But what do we have to show for it if we go in and lose every single game?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because that happened once to them already, right? With
Yeah.
that Coach Simpson, wasn't he?
I think so, like years back.
The old chunky one. They lost all 3 games, wasn't
Arena?
it?
No, it's Bruce Arena.
Was it Bruce?
Maybe. I don't know.
It was another coach.
Maybe a different coach. But yeah, like I said, it's like the at least for the U.S. in the standpoint, because of the image and everything that's been put upon them in terms of this sport, it's like there's a chance. There's our chance that we have. Like they have to.
I'm not praising them like that. I just feel that they can finally do something.
Yeah.
But again, once you get to the World Cup, it's a different ball game. You know, it's just the highest level, right? This is the tournament for the highest level. So feelings and emotions and all that's going to be rushing in once you hit that first gate.
Yeah, of course.
So, but we both have some shockers in. Fine, all right? Let's move on to Group C. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. I'm going to go with Argentina taking the group, and it's out of Poland and Mexico, but I can't see Mexico not going through. As much as Lewandowski's doing whatever he can to fucking drag Poland with him to tournaments to just
I haven't
do
seen
well.
Poland play.
They did. I don't remember if they even went to the next round for the Euro Cup. I forget. But Poland's not that great. I don't think they did. They didn't make it to the next round in the Euros. Is that what you're looking for? I don't think they did. I think they only won 1 game, to be honest with you.
They had, I don't know. Oh no, sorry. They were the team that was supposed to play Russia.
Oh, for so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they beat Sweden to get in.
Right, which was, I think it was 2-1 or
2-0.
2-0?
Yeah. So they were the team that had to play Russia, and then Sweden had to play somebody, and then whoever wins play each other. And then
you looked at that playoff game. I thought you were going to look at the rundown from the group stage of Euros.
I'm looking back too through everything.
I mean, because Euros wasn't that long.
Euros they didn't win a game.
Right? See, so that's what I'm saying. And who do they have in the group?
They had Iceland, Slovakia, and Spain.
And that was I don't think that was the group that
Sorry. Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. Sorry.
And that was then in Euros you can take 3 teams.
Yeah.
So again, Argentina and Mexico. I don't really see a big surprise in this. Again, Saudi Arabia, we don't know obviously too much.
Yeah.
They've been in the World Cup before, and we've seen how they are. I don't think any big surprises, to be honest with you.
They were the qualifying. They had to do a qualifying game also, I think.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Most of them
I
did.
think so.
Except for like USA and some of these.
Because when were these games? In March, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
So March 29th. So they had to play China, and then from there they had to play Australia.
Yeah. So Argentina taking the group, and Mexico second. Yeah, I can't see Poland. I can't see Poland pulling it off.
I'll second that, but I think it's gonna be between I don't know, let me see if I'm looking for the matches here. Oh, interesting. I'm just looking at the games right now. Poland has to play Mexico first, and then Argentina last.
So Argentina should have that first win.
I don't know who they play. Argentina's playing who first?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so they should have that first win, and I'm assuming that. Oh, let me just check. I'm right here.
So it's a little tougher for Mexico. The first 2 games.
Yeah, because they got to play Poland, and then Argentina, and then Saudi Arabia.
So they have to get that first win.
They got to get that first win.
So that's gonna this is gonna be interesting though. Like I said, I'm not knocking them off. It's gonna be interesting because it's Europe.
I want to say Mexico, but I don't know if they've ever played against a high caliber forward like Lewandowski, and Mexico hasn't been really a team to defend well. Like in the last few games, like they've defended, like for their lives, but you're talking about like a world class player that knows how to find the goal.
But
But he's not
at Bayern.
I understand that, but he's still with Poland. He'll still score. Like he still scores with Poland. And if Mexico can't, I mean, they haven't been able to produce and score in the last couple games as well as they should. Because even a couple games, it's like they get down the field, but then there's nothing at the end, and then they'll just sit back because the other teams don't really have that great of an attack, and they'll take a 1-0 win or they'll take a 0-0 tie. You know, it's like so. I mean, I want to give the edge to Mexico, but I won't be surprised if Poland somehow pulls something off. You know, so for me, I'll say Argentina, Mexico. Argentina winning the group, so that's why I say I'll second it, but I won't be surprised if Poland sneaks in at second.
Okay, moving on. We got
the fastest group we talked about.
Well, I mean, because you're over here. I can't wait to rant about USA.
I was waiting for you to say all day.
I mean, you talked about Mexico at the same time.
I was waiting for you to say that day. I was like,
just waking up every day, just praying.
after that class that I had with my I was like, God, I can't wait for the podcast to talk about USA in the World Cup. Let me tell you, I really feel.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's Group C. It's come on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but it doesn't seem
like it. Okay. Group D. France. One of the playoff teams that I don't know if you can check.
It is United Arab Etihad or whatever.
Oh yeah, Arab.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Australia and Peru.
I think Peru. Peru's in Peru. I'm going with Peru.
I just don't know who's playing. I don't know what game they're waiting for on that one.
One of them played already. That's why.
I don't know who's waiting for who to play.
I think the Arab Emirates is waiting for the Peru and
Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like.
Oh yeah, because Peru was in the Colombo one.
CONMEBOL,
which is with Argentina on them. So yeah, so it has to be Peru and Australia.
So who would you? The whole thing. I'm just taking Peru just by the name. To be honest, I've never seen Emirates play.
I've never seen them play. I've never seen Australia play.
And I haven't seen Australia play at all.
But Australia usually goes to the World Cup.
They have gone.
They have gone.
They were at the last one.
Yeah, I'll say Peru. Screw it. Just for the sake of time.
So that means there would be the second team in this group.
Yeah.
So France.
This will probably be a fast group to go through it.
Let's just go France, Peru, Denmark, Tunisia.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna lean, France is one of my teams.
Yeah, they're taking Benzema, right? As far as I know,
he didn't play the last game, but most likely they will.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna take him.
He was there in the Euros.
If they take him, and he's on the run he's on now.
So is Mbappe. They both are hot right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they could keep those guys hot, France should take this group. I'll go first. France, Denmark. France will win the group. Denmark goes second. Denmark is playing for the life of Christian Eriksen. If, like I said, I think France will probably tie the game against them, and everybody else, like, if you beat Denmark, shame on you.
There's two sides of me because I'm really leaning towards the curse of all these teams that win the World Cup.
Yeah,
because it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
When Italy won before the 90 war, they won before the 94, right? Italy won it in 82. Or what, in 90?
No, if you're talking... No. Germany won it, right? Germany won in 90. I don't know how they did in that World Cup.
Well, they didn't go to the final. They went to the semis. So the streak...
I think the curse really started after 98.
Yeah.
Because France, that was a massive team. And that was an amazing team. And to bow out the way that they did the following one, like, everybody was laughing at... Oh, and they got there by cheating. That too. Yeah. And they got there by cheating.
We can't even while we cheat.
Yeah, so it's like exactly. And they got there by cheating.
So again, I ever since those happened, it's like I can't like look away from the curse of those teams that won the World Cup.
But what happened to Brazil? Did it happen to Brazil? Because when Brazil won in 2002,
they just didn't win the next one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it didn't. I don't think that. I consider the curse in the sense to not even get out of the group and not even do well because
if you
Brazil won in '94.
Hold on,
and then they went to '98 and lost.
But if you think about it,
and then when it won in 2002.
If you think about it, Brazil's on their own. They're in their own world. Brazil can win it all.
I know, but we're talking about curses in terms of just winning.
Now that I'm looking deep, this is what I'm looking at deeper with the curse. It's the Europe teams.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You take out Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Because
they run the World Cup, right?
Okay.
So we'll leave Brazil just being Brazil.
Okay.
However they did it.
Yeah.
They dominated one a couple years and whatever.
Okay.
Because they didn't win the final against France when they first won it. They had a team, right?
Yeah.
But then now I'm looking at it and thinking about all the curses. It's the France team.
And then 2002 Brazil won, and I think 06 Italy won.
And
France was in the final.
And then they didn't make the World Cup. Italy.
Which was the 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was one they didn't make?
Was it?
No.
They made it, but they didn't go far.
Okay. And then who won in 2010? That was the Germany one. Yes, Germany won in 2010.
14. No, 10.
Oh, 10 was Spain.
And how did Spain do in the 14? They didn't go out of the group. They got embarrassed, right?
Yeah, they got embarrassed.
So that's one of them.
And then Germany went 14.
Right.
And then they got embarrassed in the 18.
Yeah, because they
Mexico
beat them. So now this one, it's France.
Interesting.
So again, I'm not. But this one's feeling. This one to me is feeling. It's feeling different because they didn't do great in the Euros. Everyone was expecting, right? We spoke on it.
Yeah.
We were thinking Euros, they're just gonna fly by. They're gonna take the group, all win every single game, and we're like,
and they
holy
didn't
shit.
do well. They didn't play well
because the 3 best teams go, right? So it was one of those we just scraped by because that was a group of death too, besides Hungary.
Yeah.
Right. At that, I looked at that and I'm like, okay, but then I look at the friendlies and the qualifying. They did great, and even the Nations League now.
Yeah.
They won it.
Yeah.
They won a Nations League.
Yeah.
Okay. Italy won the Euros. It's like, all right, we don't need you guys to win. So if the curse keeps going for them, I don't know. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna go out of the group, but I think they can go into second if the curse hangs on by a thread with them.
Yeah.
Meaning it lingers on. What the fuck, France? What are you doing again?
Like it should be. Let's just say Peru goes through. It's like you tied Peru.
Yeah.
Like that could happen.
Yeah.
Or like Tunisia. You tied Tunisia. So
Denmark beat you.
Yeah.
Well, Denmark's good, right?
Yeah, Denmark's good.
But they beat you in a good fashion. So what I'm saying,
but even then, they're not expected to even lose a game.
At this point, no.
Yeah, because
everyone's already still calling them the favorites.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's where the shock could be if Denmark beats them, because it's you guys shouldn't even lost to Denmark.
And Denmark is their second game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I want to go for my head says Denmark's taking the group and France is whew, we just got by. All right, second place. Okay. That's the type of feel I'm gonna get from this. But I do want to have the other side of me say how you say it, France and then Denmark.
Yeah.
But I think if you're talking about Denmark and how, it does that. I'm really gonna go with Denmark taking the group. Again, France is my second team in the World Cup to go root for. But again, just thinking about that curse, thinking about how these Europe teams do after winning the World Cup, I think it's just gonna linger on just enough to be all right, second place. It's kind of a shocker.
Yeah.
Most likely a shocker because everyone's favoring them to win it all. So I'm actually gonna pick Denmark first and then France second.
Okay.
That's Group D.
That's fine.
So we move on.
Group E.
Which Group E is considered the group of death if who goes in with the playoff
it's
team.
Costa Rica or New Zealand?
Costa Rica.
Yeah, to Costa Rica. I feel bad for New Zealand. They always have nice jerseys.
Again, this
they always have nice jerseys. It's
black.
always a shame that they have nice jerseys
and they never
get
to the playoff. They do this playoff all the time.
And they never come to the World Cup because I can only imagine how amazing the World Cup jerseys would be.
You never know this time.
I hope so. Honestly, I kind of hope
for the
they go
jerseys.
I just want the jerseys
just to see what they get.
I just love their style of color. It's all black. It's just so clean. It's just so nice.
The All Blacks.
So, you know what? New Zealand for me.
I'm
going for New Zealand.
2 weeks left.
I'm going for New Zealand. You know what, Costa Rica? You guys had your time. Let New Zealand have one.
So if you're okay, so let's do two of them. If you're picking New Zealand,
okay,
this is not considered the group of death.
No.
Okay, because
Costa Rica's a team. I
so
guess
let's go with yours. Let's go with yours. Just go.
Yeah, we'll go there.
So New Zealand goes in for you.
Yeah.
I'm going the other way.
So I'll pick my picks. I'm gonna go Spain and Japan.
Oh shit, Germany's not.
Yeah, because Germany.
Well.
I think nothing against the new coach. I haven't even checked them actually. You know what? Let me retract that.
I mean, they had it. Was it a playoff? Was it a playoff that they had to do? No.
No, they didn't have to do a playoff.
They
won, but they had a really weak group.
Yeah.
Like a really weak group.
And they lost to Macedonia as well.
I mean,
they lost to Macedonia in the group.
Maybe a while back.
Yeah, when they played, it was a shocker.
No, because I'm looking here. The last loss they had was England, and everything else they've won. But
they
all the teams that they played are not anything.
I could have sworn they lost to Macedonia.
I don't know when, but
That's
anyways, I'm looking at it, and they had friendlies. They tied Netherlands. They barely beat Israel, but I'm pretty sure they didn't play everybody. The group that they had was not strong. It wasn't a group that's like, oh my god, like whoa, they dominated it. They had Liechtenstein, Armenia, North Macedonia, Romania, Iceland.
That was in their group?
That was their group.
That's what I'm saying. They lost to Macedonia. North Macedonia.
Oh, it's not showing it. It's showing the old ones or the new ones now. It doesn't show which one they lost, but I don't think I've been that impressed with Germany to be like, whoa.
Right, they haven't really come back.
Yeah, Japan's been consistent. They've done well. I mean,
Japan, man.
It's Japan. So
you're going with?
I'm gonna go Japan and Spain. Oh, Spain to win the group and Japan to get second.
Okay.
Spain has been. They've been on a lie right now.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But Spain's looking scary.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm picking Costa Rica to win that game.
Oh, and they still gotta play the Nations League this summer.
Yeah.
And their first game's Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spain's gonna win. Sure.
let's talk to one tournament at a
time. Sorry, it's because I just saw the Portugal thing and I wanted to say that.
Yeah. Dick. Anyways, I'm picking Spain to win the group and Costa Rica second.
Costa Rica has shocked before.
They have.
They have shocked before.
I think it's possible again.
They have shocked before. So
I feel the same way about Germany. I just haven't seen Japan enough. I know they're good. I know they can do something.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be either Japan or Costa Rica, but I'm leaning towards Costa Rica because I have seen them play.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Moving on.
Group F. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. This one's quick for me. A shocker, though. Either or. Again, I'm not. It's not quick for me, but anyways, it's. I'm still not ever impressed by Belgium.
I'll be quick if you want me to be quick.
I'm just not impressed by Belgium anymore. The whole ranking and how they, cool. They beat Portugal. They went kind of okay in the Euros. If we talk about Canada the way they're on the stride, this could be the other shock, like the shock of if it's not the shock that I said about USA taking the group.
Yeah,
this could be one.
Croatia,
because Croatia to me is done since
the World Cup.
Like they're aging. I don't even think they're taking what's his name?
Modric?
No, they're taking Modric. What's the other dude's name?
He
was a Barca.
No,
he was a Barca.
Yeah, Banic?
No. He was a Barca.
Yeah, was with the Pjanic or something like that. The one that was at Juve, right?
No. That's he's in Bosnia. What's his name? He was number 4. He was at Barcelona. He had long hair a little bit.
Oh,
Rakitic. I don't think they're gonna.
Oh, he's old.
Yeah, so I'm saying like it's not gonna be the same team. To me, it's going to be Canada.
I forgot Rakitic was from Croatia.
Canada taking the group, Belgium second.
You said Belgium second?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not impressed with Belgium anymore.
Yeah, I was going to go Canada to the group. I mean, I'll be surprised if Belgium doesn't do well against Morocco or Croatia. Canada, I just believe the stride that they're on, they should be able to go through with that one.
Group G, which I think is possibly the easiest. No,
I wouldn't call it easy.
No, sorry,
I would not call that easy.
Let me go first.
You got
Brazil,
you got President
Serbia.
Eto now.
Hold on, you got Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, right?
Yeah, Switzerland.
And Cameroon.
Yeah.
Brazil, they're one of their favorites again.
Mm-hmm.
They've been one of their favorites for the past I don't know how many years.
So many years. Every year.
I don't
Every
know.
World Cup they're a favorite.
I don't know if it's Neymar's time finally. And this is your team, isn't it?
It is my team. I love Brazil. So, Brazil is my team. I love Brazil.
So, to me, I'm going to just go with Brazil taking the group in a orderly fashion, how they would. But I think Serbia might shock because Switzerland did very well in the Euros.
Yeah.
But Serbia won the fucking group against my team at the end of the game.
That's right.
That's Serbia. So this is going to be a good group.
That's right.
So I'm taking Serbia over Switzerland to be second.
You got a good
one.
There.
Cameroon just
I forgot
against Cameroon.
President Eto'o though, man.
If he's not playing, I'll tell you.
Let me check Switzerland. Brazil's gonna win their group. I mean they've probably one of the most consistent teams in the World Cup per se. Like in terms of when they play, once they hit the World Cup, like they just hit a whole nother level.
But once they hit the round of 16,
no, but I'm saying like when they're in the group, like they just hit a whole nother stride and a whole nother level just from like their like everyone like when they qualify, everyone's like okay they qualified. They're one of those like they qualified whatever. But when they get in the group, it's like whoa where was this all year? Yeah. I'll go with Brazil to win the group and I'll probably take Serbia also because I saw Switzerland's right now and I forgot Serbia won the group with Portugal. And they're the reason why Portugal had to go to the playoff. You're right. I forgot about that. So I'll take the same Brazil and Serbia because Switzerland I don't think has been strong. Cameroon I think just skated by also and got in. But I'll go with that route also. And the last one.
My group, final group.
Oh God.
Portugal,
make it quick.
Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea.
Come on, hurry up. Just give your stupid prediction for this group.
Korea's taking the group, Ghana second.
Okay, good. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. Good. Yeah, you took my advice, huh? You did the research I sent you? you read the stats report that I sent?
Detailed. Back in front of the pit.
You got the data that I did for this group?
Schematics and everything.
When Portugal plays in this weather.
You're like, if Ronaldo doesn't score this many goals by the end of the season.
Right? When Ronaldo has breakfast on this day.
It's all the trajectory of like when his kids are coming to the ones. Like if it comes on this day. Oh my God. I think no. I'm gonna go. I feel I'm just gonna go with the obvious. Mostly again. I can't change the actual realistic side of how everyone looks at it. But I'm taking my Portugal taking the group and Uruguay second. But I just feel Uruguay. I just feel Uruguay. I don't know because I think Ghana's good enough to take second. Because Uruguay again, those forwards are aging. And you don't know if they're because Cavani gets hurt.
Yeah.
And if Cavani can't hang throughout the rest of the year before the World Cup, that's gonna be tough. But I just realized there's a legit forward that plays for Benfica who's from Uruguay, and he's been doing really well. They said, so we'll see. That's going to be my main prediction. Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, and Korea.
Got it? Good.
That's why I'm sticking to it.
I'm going to go Korea and Uruguay. Just kidding.
The stats didn't work.
Portugal, man. I really want them to do well. My only concern with Portugal is that they keep that same goddamn momentum that they do every single time. They score and then sit back. Because you got to remember, too, Ghana, Korea, they're coming in with, like, nothing to lose. Uruguay, because of the group that they're, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to remember, with some of these qualifying teams, they could get in, like, nobody's business. I think Uruguay lost like 4 games in a row and then won like 3 and then tied the last and still got through. So, but they play so many games among so many teams. Like I don't know how that they play like 20 some games for their qualifying and get in. And like some of these other teams have to do like a whole massive playoff. And then I think their group, I think 8 teams go through, right? I think it's 8. I know it's not group? 4. Uruguay. I know it's not 4, isn't it? For their qualifying.
Yeah, Peru's in the playoff.
I know, but how many teams go through for their group? I could have sworn it's more.
Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Ecuador. That's
okay, 4. So sorry, they do 4.
5. Because Peru
right.
waiting on Peru.
Sorry, but they have 10 teams that they play. So there's 10 teams. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, But it's like there's a big, massive gap between like a few of those teams.
Oh yeah, I already told this to Ronaldo.
So it's like Uruguay. Like I said, I don't unless they do terribly in their qualification. Then yeah, it's like okay, they obviously didn't take that seriously, but they got in comfortably. Ghana had to play a playoff, and I think Korea had to play a playoff.
Yeah.
So and those two teams.
And Portugal.
Portugal to play, but again, I'll give Portugal the benefit of the doubt because they play harder teams. They got to go through a massive harder route in terms of what they got to do. In terms, I think as opposed to a lot of these other nations, because a lot of these other nations don't have what Portugal and some of these other nations are doing anymore. But I'll give it to Portugal. I want, like I said, I want Portugal to take the group. I would like for them to take the group. If they take the group, great. My second one would be Korea. Son, man.
Oh, now you like
Son, man.
Now you like
Son, man.
Now you
I don't know, man. He went to the military for like 3 months and came back, and it was like...
Now he's your guy.
No, he's not my guy, but he is playing well, though.
He's been playing well.
Not till like recently.
He needs to leave Tottenham.
It's funny you say that. He just scored, I think, 3 goals last game.
I know.
So I don't think he really needs to leave. I think he just needs to really.
He does because
I think he just needs a higher
level team.
No. I think he just needs a good coach behind him.
He's had some.
Who?
Pochettino was good. He went to the final.
But that was the mistake again of Tottenham for letting him go. And then they brought in Mourinho, and then again that's a whole nother discussion.
He was in the final, Mikey.
That's a whole other discussion.
He was in the final Champions League.
A whole nother discussion in terms of how Tottenham's organization is ran. That's a whole nother discussion.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to leave to be in a better organization.
If they can just keep a good coach there, again, Son will do well. Because I don't see him doing well.
If no other good coach can take him to the Champions League, that's not a good coach.
Yes and no. Because you got to have the right team behind it.
He had his chance, man.
No. I'm saying he didn't. No. But Pochettino did a fantastic job, which I still think he should have stayed there even longer. But I think he was already there for a certain amount of years before that. But anyways, besides the point. We're getting off track of that. Go Korea second, and then I'll take Portugal winning the group.
Wow, you actually... Okay.
I want Portugal to take the group. Like, it's like... Come on, man! Like, you guys have probably one of the most loaded teams out of all the teams, and it frustrates me to see them the way they play. But it's like you should be, I want to say, dominating, but at least comfortably winning some of these games. And some of these games, it's like nail biter after nail biter, and it's like, and I feel bad. I'm like.
When's the last time we seen a dominant team? It was the last one. Germany? When they won the World Cup?
No.
When was the last world team that was dominant? Spain. Where we felt like...
I think it was Spain.
So 2010?
Because they won Euros and they won World Cup, then they won the Euros again. And then the next World Cup, that's when they bowed out.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, is that the last...
I think that was the last one.
Team that was dominated before?
I think so.
That was after Brazil then.
Yeah, I think Spain, that was the next best, closest one.
You know what I mean? And then, like, ever since then, it's been up and down.
Because when Germany won after that, they were good, but then they, like, really just fell out of the toilet.
You would think France, since the World Cup, should have been dominated like that, right?
France has been... Put it this way, I don't think France has been inconsistent in certain sense. They've just been like average. Like, we just get through here. And then lastly, they finally got up and won the World Cup. And they kind of went back down to just being average again. To the point where it's like, well, what France is showing up today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because with Spain, it was always like, in that span of them winning the Euros back-to-back and the World Cup in between, they were just dominate. Like, they were just dominate. Like, the league itself was just dominant. And, like, nobody was, like, touching these guys. And then once, obviously, all these guys, got older and, started to drop out, then it changed. But France has always been there and just been there. And once they finally won, it's like they're kind of back to just being there. And there's games that's like, oh, yeah, France should win this game. Yeah, 4-0. And then they go and win, like, 1-0. It's like, what just happened? And the other team almost beat them. Like, what is going on with France? So it could be like we said, or like you talked about, the whole curse thing. I mean, which France is going to show up to this? Who are they really going to take? I mean, granted, at that time where I say like they were average, yeah, Benzema wasn't on his game, Mbappe wasn't on his game. But up until recently, they've started to really progress and gotten better to the point where it's like, if Benzema can take what he's doing now and go into it with France, and Mbappe can take what he's going on now and take it into France, then yeah, they could be a very dangerous team. They could be a very scary team for that matter. So, like I said, I see that with Portugal kind of just being there and being okay with being there because like, oh, we won, but we're just right here. But I know I feel like I feel and believe that they can be far better than what they've shown.
And I actually strongly believe this after reading a quote for the coach that they have. They like interviewed him and he finally said like, I'm going for my third. Meaning the coach.
What do you mean he's going for who? Portugal?
Yeah, meaning his third trophy with Portugal because he had the Euros and Nations League.
Oh.
So he put it out there.
Okay.
And when you put things out there, it's possible.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know?
Of course.
So, but that's the first time him speaking that way.
He spoke it into existence.
So it kind of lifted me up to be like, okay, maybe they can just actually go pretty far. And if he's really, and he said it too, after this, I'm done. Mm-hmm. So he's going all in. Yeah. He's going to have to figure it out within now to the 9 months of those friendlies with the best players that he has since ever, because everyone's saying this Portugal obviously has the best attacking players and he has to utilize them even more. So having that confidence, just winning those 2 games in the playoffs, and for him to say something like that, because he's more of a coach that I've seen more conservative when I see the interviews and he's speaking. He's been conservative. He's just been saying the right things. But for him to finally say like something like, I'm going for it. I've been dreaming for my third. So for that, again, I'm not saying no one else has dreams like that, but like for him to speak at it like that, it just me personally takes it as like, okay, I feel a bit more confident in the team. It's like, you know, because every time we see him, he looks like he's stressed.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, my God. He's always like,
he's
stressed.
About to have a heart attack or a stroke. He's going to have a stroke in the field. Like, jeez.
So for him to say that, it just gave me the boost of like, okay, I just feel like it's going to be better.
But see, this is the thing I worry about is because
all right, let me say, sorry. And, yeah, because I don't want to forget this thought. And when I saw the last 2 games, as much as I love Ronaldo, and not everyone knows that, right? If Ronaldo can actually sacrifice being Ronaldo in a sense of like, I've always told everybody, even our Ronaldo, like, hey, you have to be selfish to be a striker, right?
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
But the way I saw Ronaldo play these 2 games, if he kind of like puts that in his game through this World Cup, they can. I think they could be deadly because he was playing like he kind of backed away to let the young guys just do their thing finally. Because I saw a difference in these games and from the last games of the group stage. Again, he'll get upset here and there when he knows he's wide open, pass me the ball.
Yeah.
And I think that would kind of linger on during the game where he knew like, oh, we got this already. But it would linger on for like, pass me the ball. But these 2 games, I saw that he was coming out lower, facilitating the ball, making those quick passes here and there. I didn't see the Ronaldo of like going in and hungry and like, oh, get away, I want it all. Like there was a little bit in there, but when I saw that, I was like, if he can understand that he can do that throughout his game in this World Cup, I think it's fucking possible now. I think it's possible where everyone that's been saying like, you guys have the attacking players. Well, yeah, we'll let them do their attacking thing to Bruno, to Bernardo, to Jota, to Felix. Like, that's Ronaldo. Like, it just comes to a time where, like, if you do that, dude, you can get the World Cup. Yeah. Like, I think you can. And in my head, it's like, I think you can fucking score maybe a hat trick. I'll leave it all out in the final and you fucking score a hat trick, or you score 2 goals or a goal in the final and win it, where it's like, that's all you needed.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking probably praise you still and be like, he's the greatest ever. And he only had like 1 goal the whole fucking tournament. Yeah. And it was that one final goal. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's possible where everyone's going to be like how our Ronaldo says, oh, he's not doing nothing. But the team around him is doing better. And they're kind of dragging him now. Yeah. They're kind of pulling him with them. It's like, if I'm fine, as I was saying, I'm fine with that. If that's going to help him win the World Cup final. Yeah. He's done so much throughout everything, right? Yeah. To a point where I'm like, you still can. Like, I've seen, again, the games. There's 2 defenders are going to come out with him when he drops. Oh, yeah. So, again, that opens up for everybody. So, if he understands that, I honestly, not just because that's where I've been rooting for so long. I can see it as a team that can be very deadly if Ronaldo puts that in his game.
Yeah.
And really go all the way to the end.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that because I don't. Who was the game before Macedonia that they played? To play Macedonia.
Tunisia? No, not Tunisia. Turkey.
Turkey. Okay, I didn't see that one. The Macedonia one I saw glimpses of.
Yeah.
Glimpses. Weird ass word. Saw parts of the game. And the first goal, I was actually surprised he made that pass.
Right?
Because I can't remember if he stole it or if Bruno stole it and passed it to him, and then Bruno kept running, and then he passed it back to Bruno. Old Ronaldo would have taken it himself and tried to score. And I was surprised he made the pass, and I was like, oh, wow. And then Bruno scored. I was like, okay, that's good. Like, that's kind of ideal to say, like, okay, I got to play with my team as opposed to I got the ball, I'm just going to go straight down the line and score. Yeah. So, yeah, if he can contribute in that way and really just take Ronaldo out of Ronaldo, then it's like, yeah, I think there's no telling on what can they possibly be.
It's not saying taking him out. It's
no, but I get
switch on.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but it's not like I get what I understand what you're saying, because there's the Ronaldo that's like, yeah, me, give me the ball. But if he can like take that Ronaldo out and actually show what I saw in just that one goal,
yeah,
it's like
it's kind of the Ronaldo, the Ronaldo of young, but without the flashy speed,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when Ronaldo was young, he would do his thing and pass the ball because there was older guys on the.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like the guys that I have are a lot better than the guys in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so again, yeah, no, I think they could be very deadly if Ronaldo can stick to that, and if he's figured something out with Portugal, I think it's going to be deadly for them, because it's just I saw a change. And that's what I wanted to see in those two games. Yeah. Because I thought it was going to be the same thing, you know. And like I said, one of the games they were just high pressing like the shit out of them. I think it was the Turkey game. Yeah, it was the Turkey game.
Yeah.
And they were able to get those goals quick. So if they can continue something like that, and Ronaldo, yeah, I think they could be deadly and go far. So
they can, and that's what we would all like to see, especially with a lot of these players.
If he wins, I would live.
All right, so
playoffs. Do you know how to do the playoffs?
Are we gonna do that right now?
Or we gotta finish it, or are we gonna do it in the next podcast?
Son of a, we could do it in the next. We got a long ways to go, man.
Okay.
I mean, we could just at least do the who gets out of the group first, and then somewhere down the line.
We can do that.
Because for all we know, is this wood?
Sure.
Someone could get a massive injury and just turn the table off of a goddamn game.
Oh yeah. As much as I don't want to say, again, I'm only thinking Cavani right now. That's the only guy.
I mean, who knows? Cristiano can go to jail.
Don't even say it.
Can go to jail right now.
Don't even say it for slapping a phone.
For damage of property.
Dude, that kid's like, I'm pretty sure that kid didn't care. Like, he touched me. He hit my phone.
Can you pick up that phone and put it on eBay and say, this is the phone that was smashed by Ronaldo? I guarantee you somebody's going to pay money for that.
100,000.
Yeah, easily.
250,000.
You see that? You see that? That's where his fingerprint is. Look.
Where he smacked it.
Nobody touch it.
You see those lines of his palm like that. That's it, man.
That's what I would have done if that happened.
250,000. Might want to hold on to that one.
Right? For real. So, like I said, anything can happen from now until that. This is probably what the shortest time span in terms of qualifying ending to the World Cup. Right?
Honestly,
because usually qualifying ends around, I think, this time, and then it's like, what, isn't it like a year later usually?
I think so, because of COVID. There's games that weren't played.
Yeah, I can't
remember. So they had to like push.
Yeah.
And the only reason that it's kind of similar because
I think there's a longer time span between the last game of qualifying or the drawing leading up to the World Cup.
Yeah, it's changed. I think because of COVID. I think one of these people mentioned something about COVID, because you also got to think of the games that still haven't been played.
Yeah. And
the way it finished, they had to do the group stage. They had it already timed out, but like COVID kind of pushed certain things. That's why I don't know if you remembered. There was 3 games at some point where there were international games.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Usually it's only 2.
Yeah.
And that's where they were trying to squeeze it in, because they wanted to fit everything in.
And then the other thing you got to take into consideration is the Nations League this summer.
Right, which is.
So it's like, but I'm sure there's teams that are gonna like.
Which is gonna be different, I think.
Who knows? Honestly, it could go one or two ways. it can go one way for the team that's already in terms of we can use these games as practices in the sense.
I was going to say that.
And bring in players that we normally don't see and put them in there. Whereas the opposing team that's not in it is going to go in all out and try to take advantage of those teams that do that to try to win the game. Because remember, this stuff is obviously going to carry on and whatever, even after the World Cup. So,
but it's mainly group stage. I don't think it finishes before.
No. But I know. But I'm saying in the sense of the group stage is going to be in the summer. There's going to be a couple games, so there's going to be a couple teams that may take advantage of that. Because I don't unless I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Usually, everybody finalizes their team. I want to say a month in advance. A month before the World Cup.
Well, I know everyone has to leave before a week, literally a week and a half before the World Cup starts.
I know, but I'm saying the final roster is usually considered.
It should have been a month. It should be a month.
Done a month in advance. So if that's the case, then yeah, like I said, they'll take out the advantage in the summer. At least the Euro teams. I don't know about the other teams. I don't think there's a Gold Cup or anything going on for the other teams or Copa America or anything like that. And they'll probably use that to their advantage in terms of who they take and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just know that the rest of the world has mainly friendlies.
Yeah.
So far that I haven't checked. But okay, we can leave it at that.
We can leave it at that
and then get back to it next week or the next podcast. So, we're good with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
We can move on.
What's next?
Champions League.
I mean, after talking about the World Cup, I really don't care about the Champions League. I mean, my team's out, Barca's out. Don't care.
It's an interesting one, though.
It is interesting. It is good. It was a bit surprising.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised. I think our predictions were kind of the same, though, right?
I forget, to be honest.
Okay, so here are the teams. Liverpool, Benfica, Bayern, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Atletico, Man City. The shock for me, but again, we said this. We're like, the Bayern and Munich, but it's like, the first game they're going to lose 1-0, and I'm pretty sure the second game they're going to win like 5-0. Yeah. So it actually happened. They lost 1-0. But I won't be surprised next week if they just turn around and win 4-0 like nothing, you know? The Liverpool, Benfica, I think you were leaning towards Benfica.
I was for a little bit. And
then we kind of switched it around and said Liverpool. Liverpool just dominated. I think they've been on a good run.
Yeah, even today's game. I don't know. I don't think you saw it. I was watching it. It was a really good game.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was a really good one. And then Man City, Atletico. Atletico was playing to tie. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. The Brian was like, I've never seen a 5-5 or 0 formation.
Yeah, it literally defended with everybody, and they got one goal. It was 1-0. And then the Madrid. I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting them to win, but I wasn't expecting the way they won.
I wasn't expecting that because the way things were playing out for Chelsea before this whole war thing, because of the owner.
Oh yes,
and somewhat I think it's taking a toll, but it's kind of affecting them. So like in some ways, injuries and even that going on to them.
Yeah.
So it's like all the commotion because he already the coach already hates the questions.
Yeah.
So like like all that distraction is like literally picking at them. Yeah. So it's like I didn't expect that. No, we didn't to the prediction. So,
I don't think we expected it, but I think I just think everything building into it even before that. I think we both I can't remember, but I just remember saying Chelsea just wasn't consistent. They weren't really playing well. Things just weren't going their way. So like I said, I expected them to lose, but not in the manner that I saw them lose. In that form.
And I at this point I think Chelsea's done for the champions. Like they're not gonna.
Yeah,
it's gonna be at the Bernabeu the next game.
I don't think the second game is gonna be any better.
But yeah, just real quick, Real fucking Benzema lit it up, and I don't know if you saw the goals or did you saw any.
Yeah, I saw the goals.
I mean, I think Benzema's the best. Hold on, before I say the whole sentence, I think Benzema is the best. How do I say it? Or what do you really call it when you? The best pressuring striker I've ever seen. What I mean pressuring is like, have you seen those type of goals when he pressures it and like we're like imagine?
Oh yeah.
In the last Champions he did that. He did that. He did that in one of the other. He's done it in so many games.
He's done it in a lot of games.
And I think he's the only striker that I've seen that consistently can do that.
Yeah.
And disrupt those plays where he can get the goal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. You guys really got to watch out for him because he's going to sneak in and take the ball out.
Yeah. So, but he's always been doing that.
But it's worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How long
yeah.
it's been working to his benefit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then it's funny because I was doing something and then I turned on the game 20 minutes, like 2 goals under 20 minutes. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, he scored the 2
and they were so
like
fucking
2 minutes.
nice. 2 headers.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice goals.
But again, the way they were playing Madrid against Chelsea, like it looked like just Madrid was just picking them apart.
Oh yeah.
And Vinicius is just so fucking fast and sneaky. And he was like,
no. They played really well.
Benzema could have 4 or 5 goals. He missed one.
Oh yeah. He missed probably one of the easiest chances that he probably out of all the other hard ones that he had. Because the headers that he had were, I don't know. I was like, dude.
The second header was nice. Where just backing up and just
heads it. Yeah.
It just like floats over there like that.
Well, both like I said, they were both very nice because even the first one he hit it from distance. That was a header from distance.
It was.
So both easily probably very like difficult to put away.
And he had 2 hat tricks in 2 Champions League knockout. The second one against PSG.
That's right. What did he?
Yeah, it was the second game. Because they lost the first game.
Yeah, I remember they lost the first game, but I thought he scored only 2 in the
no, he
second game. I can't remember if he scored a hat trick. Okay.
And then he got a hat trick in this game, the first game.
Okay. Good for him. Good for him.
But yeah, I think Madrid, if they keep this, possibility until the semis, we'll see. Because our prediction is still City and
I don't know if they redo the drawing, do they?
No, they have a bracket now.
Okay, so that's okay.
So City and Liverpool, all the teams are across from each other.
So City, Atletico, Madrid, and Chelsea will be. That's the matchup.
Say that one more time.
City and Atletico, Chelsea and Madrid. That's the matchup. So I'm gonna go City and Madrid, and then the other side is Liverpool, Benfica, Villarreal, and Munich, and I'll go Liverpool and Bayern and Munich.
So that'd
be the semi-final matchup, and then.
So I don't know. I mean, if Madrid and Benzema still on fire, it's fucking possible.
It is possible
to be a rematch, in my opinion. After seeing these games and from the predictions that
it is possible, but you're going against probably one of the best brains in the goddamn game today.
I mean, he still doesn't have a Benzema. He doesn't have. Which I understand, and he's done it.
But the thing is he finds a way to freaking win, man.
And I don't know. Again, the fact that we're speaking this way is just amazing because
I just think Pep takes on a pressure that not many others can take because of what's expected from him. You know, like this game today against Liverpool. Nothing against Klopp, because Klopp is another insane genius to this as well. So this is a match made in heaven for both of them. Like just in terms of for us as viewers.
You know how many times they played so far this coming up? Like if it goes that far. They're going to play the FA Cup on Saturday.
Like in terms of just this year?
Yeah, they're going to play
or just this season? I think like 5 times or anything?
In the span of these couple months, if they make it all the way to the end, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
It's going to be like the Madrid-Barca.
Oh, that one time?
Like when they played each other like just 5 times.
Yeah.
Like it could be if they go to the final, both of them. Because they have the FA Cup coming up.
Oh, okay.
And they just played today.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny, sorry to cut you off, but he also said like, I think he said something today. He's like, oh, yeah, we could have dinner too, but I want to beat him first. He's like, I got him next week, and I want to beat him. Pep said that.
But yeah, like I said, the mindset that these guys have in terms of these games, it's because I just feel that Pep is more pressured more than Klopp in the sense in terms of what he's been given at City and what he's been allowed to basically have. Like I said, nothing against Klopp and what they've been able to do, but I just think there's more pressure on him because of what he's been able to because he hasn't won and Klopp won with Liverpool already. So the pressure I think is a little bit off on, but I think the ultimate goal because of what Klopp kind of came in with was to win Champions League and the Premier League with Liverpool, and he accomplished both of those things. And I think the chip on Pep's shoulder since he's left Barca is, can you win again? Can you win Champions League again? He couldn't do it with a fantastic Munich team. He couldn't do it with them.
Right.
And then he left. And then he came to City, and they've handed him, I mean, as much as he doesn't want to admit it because he said it multiple times, they've almost handed him anything and everything he wanted. And not saying that he hasn't been successful. He's gotten close. But this is I would say last couple of years has been probably the best run he's had with City in terms of going towards Champions League. The league, he's won the league already. I think he's won it multiple times already. I think it was 2 or 3 times he's already won the league. It's Champions League now where he's gotten so close. He lost the final. He's lost in previous rounds, but I think obviously the closest was when he lost the final. And I think there's that added pressure for him to win aside from Barca. And to kind of basically say, like, I didn't have to win with, I needed a Messi to win, that kind of ordeal. It's kind of like Kobe. When he couldn't win after Shaq, it was like, you can't win without Shaq. And then he finally won. And it's like, it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of that same here where he has that added pressure to be like, well, you need a Messi to really win because you couldn't do it ever since you left Barca. So he's won leagues. He's won many titles. But I think this is more meaningful in terms of he's been able to win with what he has in terms of the players, and he doesn't have really, like we just said, an outstanding forward that can just score goals left and right. So if he could win in this manner, it's like, then after that, it's like, I've done what I've done, and I think he'll probably finally end up leaving, or who knows, but I think that's what's added more pressure to Pep in terms of why and he's been able to do what he's been able to do this whole season.
It's possible to not win anything at the end.
Oh no, yeah.
The FA Cup,
yeah.
The league,
no, yeah.
The Champions,
yeah.
Fuck,
yeah. And they're only a point ahead. And I think I said this last time. I think I said this. City's more trying to win the Champions League as opposed to the league. And I think Liverpool. I think I said the same thing. I think Liverpool's more trying to win the league as opposed to Champions. But if either one can do one or the other, it's like. It's a win for the league in the sense,
And if it goes Liverpool's way, I think he's up one. I think he's past Pep. I think he passes Pep. Just by being the best in the world right now, considering.
Yeah, because
if he wins,
because they've won
the Champions.
No, I'm saying this season already. What has he won with Liverpool? Liverpool's won already a trophy, haven't they?
The Shield or the Carabao?
Let me check. I feel like they've won a couple of because they were talking about that they have a chance to win like all 4 in a year.
I don't know.
They could do the quadruples, what they call it,
right,
which is I think the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the League, and Champions League.
Well, there's the FA Cup.
Or sorry, the FA Cup. It's one of the. It could be.
I don't think it's the Shield. The Shield's right before the season, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Carabao Cup, League, FA Cup, Champions League, and I think they're still in all 4 of those. Well, they won the Carabao, I think.
That's why I gotta check. I think they did. I think they won.
I think so.
Did they?
I'm gonna check.
Double check.
I want to say they did.
We do a podcast. We don't know.
We don't do it like the other researchers. They're like, oh, yeah, so I did my research the other day, and, they've won this and they've won that. Let me check.
I think, did they?
21, 22. Yes, they won the Carabao. It says 21, 22.
Like in...
This year.
Like in what? Like before the year?
Yeah. I think it's in between the middle of the year. I can't remember. But they won it.
Okay, so that's all they won so far.
That's what they won so far.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next would be obviously the league, the FA Cup, and then Champions League.
Did you see this real quick? Hold on.
Oh yeah, I saw the picture of that. How did this happen? Oh, Jesus!
Oh man!
But to faint like that, it'd be like, jeez. Yeah. So yeah, if he can do that, win those 4. And somehow win all the other things by the end of the year, then yeah, I would say he could arguably be one of the best coaches above, Pep. In terms of the team, I still believe the 2010 Barcelona team is by far the greatest team ever.
I still don't think so.
I agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree. We'll just leave it at
that. I don't know. We are praising Copa del Rey.
I agree to disagree. I agree to disagree. I don't know, man. We beat Ronaldo.
I don't know. There's 3 champions in a row. So
I don't know, man. Beat Ronaldo.
3 champions.
He beat Ronaldo, man.
3 champions.
That's fine. 6 trophies in 1 year, man. Talk to me when you win 6 trophies in 1 year.
Talk to me when you win champions in a row. But he hasn't won the fucking.
Nobody talks about it anymore. Nobody cares.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
The past 5 years.
Nobody
cares. 4
cares.
champions.
Nobody cares.
The past 5 years.
Nobody cares. Munich, Chelsea, Liverpool,
and Madrid.
and some other teams that I can't remember.
You weren't white.
Some team that wore their away jerseys every single game.
Oh, you want to know something random?
What?
North Macedonia has been wearing the same jersey for the past 7 years.
Interesting.
Not 7 years, but multiple years. They haven't changed.
Like the style
the
and
same,
like the brand.
the exact same jersey. Like yeah, so like if it's that Nike shirt, like that style, it's the same one.
Oh, didn't know that.
I saw it on Twitter. It showed
Interesting.
it all the years. I was like, wow.
Interesting.
But, so yeah, I mean that's champions, right? So what are we thinking then? The switcheroo?
The switcheroo. What do you mean?
We're not. I'm not. After we saw who's won.
Oh, for the no, I think we're still I'm still sticking with the same teams. I still think City. I think I'll stay City.
After
and
seeing Ben's, and like I said, if he can keep that stride on this high level, it's possible for me to say Madrid and Liverpool again, and the best chance for Benzema to get a Ballon d'Or is to win the Champions over the World Cup.
Yeah.
But he has to do it in the same way. Like if he fucking does another hat trick in the semi.
Yeah.
If he does it in the next game, wow. But like,
yeah.
If he does it in the semi against City,
yeah. No, yeah.
That's to me. It has to be for him.
I think for him to be in the running,
he has to beat City.
No, he has to beat City.
I
think he has to just win Champions League because even let's just say he doesn't beat City, and let's say Munich doesn't beat Liverpool if they go through that way. I mean, who out of Liverpool and I mean other than Salah right now? But I don't think he was good in the beginning, but I think lately now he's kind of hasn't been as consistent as he normally was. Right. That would be the next best guess in terms of who's in the running for that. And if you again, it just depends. So.
Well,
like I said, in order for Benzema to be in that category, I think he'd have to do like you just said and then win. Go ahead and win. Because if he doesn't, I mean, he might be in the discussion, but I don't. It just depends on the other players right now that everyone's looking at. Because I think it's him, Salah, Lewandowski.
That was the main top three.
And I think those are the top three. Mbappe, I think is probably still below it, but I think those were the top three that were being discussed in the last couple months.
Right.
You know,
because basically all three of them are still the champions.
Yeah, and Lewandowski is just doing as good. It's just this league is not very exciting for people to be like, oh, whoa, look what he's doing.
And it's tough for this year because the World Cup lands in fall when they said everything's changing, right?
Yeah,
they're doing it by the calendar year. So from January.
No, they're doing it by the season now.
Oh, by the season. So once the season's over, they're going off of that season. That's it.
Yeah.
So they're not even starting off the beginning of the next season.
I think they're. Yeah,
right?
I think so.
I think so.
They're doing it off the season now. So I think because they're like, all right, I think Messi and Ronaldo are done. We can change it now.
Yeah. and the World Cup's like after the season.
Yeah. So they're like, I think we could.
Like, you guys can try for the World Cup. The Ballon d'Or's over here now.
Because when the next season starts will be the fall. Midway through the season is the World Cup, and then the end is the Champions League. So you're basically talking about as a player possibly winning. Let's just go off an England player: a Carabao Cup, a World Cup, FA Cup, a League Cup, and a Champions League. I'm talking about 5 major, like I guess you could say in terms of leagues, major trophies in terms of your league and season in one season.
Nations League isn't there? No.
I don't know if Nations League ends by the time. If Nations League ends by the time of the season ends in May or June, you're talking about that now, and you're not talking about 6. So if a player has obviously a massive national team and can play on a high level and can win all those, then that guy could probably arguably somehow be considered the greatest player of all time to win 6 major trophies with his own team and international team. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if that were to happen, then you could probably argue that in some way because it's like, that's kind of hard to do, especially in the season.
It's not hard. Here's why it's not. I'm not saying it's hard, but it's not fair because the way they landed the World Cup.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying.
More
I
like,
know,
what the fuck?
but that's what I'm saying, and I think that's why they made that change in terms of like the Ballon d'Or, because I remember it was the calendar year, meaning it was the end of one season and the beginning of the other season, and in between obviously the summer, and then you'd get they do the Ballon d'Or like in January.
Yeah.
Now they're doing it where it's the beginning of the season and then in the middle of the winter, and then now the end of the season. So they're doing it just off that one season now. Because I think that was always the argument of like, well, I don't think it was always really the argument. I just think that Ronaldo and Messi were just probably by far the only consistent players every single year in and out.
Right.
In terms of finishing off one season and then taking that into the next season.
Right.
Whereas a lot of players like Salah, Benzema, Lewandowski, they're good that one season. And then it's like next season, it's like, oh, what happened? Yeah. Or it's like they had a bad season, and then they go really good, and it's like, where was that last season? Like where was that at the end of last season? So it's like, because like right now, for example, Salah's that guy right now. Salah did it last year, okay. This beginning of the season started off really hot, and now it's kind of like, I don't want to say trickling away, but there's still a lot of game left. But it's like, it's not as consistent, I guess, as you can see. And same thing with Benzema. Benzema didn't really start off good, but now he's like hitting the stride.
Right.
And if we're really going off of like doing that, if he just continues that stride going into the end of obviously the season, then yeah, he's obviously considered to be one of the guys to be like, oh yeah, look, he by far had a great season in terms of the year of the season was, and that would be okay.
So, we could say I hate to even say it this way. So we could say it seems like this is going to be the first time the Ballon d'Or is completely different away from Messi and Ronaldo.
Yes.
For the top three now.
Yes, it's going to be completely different, and I think now how do I put this? The benefiting factor of this is going to be who ends up really with the most goals at the end of the season, as opposed to the years before. It's like who ended up with the most goals all year. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because on average, Messi and Ronaldo every year ended with 30 plus goals. Yeah. And some guys had 30 plus goals just in the season.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But like just in the year alone, they're like, they flew off the rails and, no one can even touch them. Now it's, okay, Benzema scores 25 goals in his league and Lewandowski got 30. Lewandowski gets it because he got 30 goals in the year, in his season, in his league. So it's like, I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like that's what's going to end up happening.
We'll see.
So, yeah.
So you thinking Benzema?
Oh, no. No.
My boy Benz.
Don't get me wrong. He had 2 great games. But it's gotta again, if we're gonna go off of that whole idea of
who's La Liga leading scorer right now?
It's him. I think he has 25.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but Lewandowski has 31 in his league.
So then it's up to the.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if we're gonna go based off the year from the beginning of the fall season up until the end in the spring, which is considered that whole season of that year,
right?
Then right now the advantage is Lewandowski. If we're just gonna go based off that, because he's got more goals for both, in league and I think just as much as champion. I think he's only like a goal or 2 behind Benzema in Champions League.
I think Benzema has the more advantage to do it. Because if they're gonna win La Liga.
Ooh, we can talk about that.
They're 12 points ahead.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they are.
They're 9.
Points. No, it's 12, isn't it?
Barca caught up.
Check.
After today.
I don't think it's 9.
I think it's 9. Barca got up. If Barca can win out and Madrid loses one more game, they're getting close. Oh, it is 12. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
They're done.
No. Sorry, excuse me. It's 12, but Barca still has a game in hand.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No,
that makes it. Hello. Everybody was already saying, "Oh, City's 12 points ahead. You've already won the league." Liverpool just caught up. They're 1 point behind. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
12 anything
points.
can happen.
How many games left, you said?
There's 7 or 8 games left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 games left. Madrid still has to play Sevilla, which is doing good, and they still have to play Atletico Madrid, which is also still doing good. So those are 2 tough games already for them. Barca, they have 8 games left, and they don't play anybody hard other than Villarreal, and that's the very last game. I think they play everybody in the bottom half of the table. Yeah, everything six. They play everybody that's 6th place and below. So they have an easier route to just.
They're gonna lose the game. Watch.
They almost lost today.
Yeah, no.
But
no, they tied it. They almost tied.
Oh yeah, they almost tied. But Xavi, man, Xavi's turned it around. Xavi has turned it around.
All right, all right. Hold on. Let's put that in consideration.
What?
No one in fucking Germany is close to doing what Barca's doing. So if Benzema can pull it off and win La Liga by a close race now, and win champions, he should be winning the Ballon d'Or.
What do you mean nobody's doing what in Germany?
I think Bayern Munich has it already too.
Dortmund's 9 points behind. I mean, but their season's shorter. Yeah. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 games left, and they still have to play Munich.
Oh yeah, come on.
So, for all we know, Dortmund can show up that game and beat them. And now they're 6 points behind. So they're 2 games behind technically. And we don't know. Jesus. And Munich barely won the last game, I think. And they lost.
So Lewandowski's getting a second.
Well, second what?
Ballon d'Or. Is that what we're talking about?
Did he win it last year?
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, they haven't given it to him. He still hasn't gotten it. Lewandowski was supposed to get it during COVID, never got it.
Oh, see how
Messi got it.
I was thinking about it because it feels like he should have got it.
Yeah, he should have got it. But
so he's going to get his first one?
He should get his first one if he wins the league and then somehow wins Champions League.
For you, then what does Benz have to do?
He's got to win Champions League.
But with higher goals?
I think he just needs to win Champions League. Because think about it, if Lewandowski just wins... If he just wins the league, which he's done every single year, which is really not hold too much of a merit, Benzema wins the Champions League, which is a higher praise. Lewandowski, if he pulls a Modric and somehow takes Poland all the way to the final of the World Cup, and then we hear a story about how he was kidnapped at the age of 5 and somehow escaped and played soccer, then okay, maybe they give it to Lewandowski, but. I just think for Benzema, he just has to win Champions League. It's already in his favor with France, but again, who knows with the World Cup? Anything can happen. But if let's just say he goes far with France and Lewandowski bows out of the World Cup, then obviously advantage goes to Benzema. Because Salah's out of the running because he's not going to the World Cup. So right now it's down to those two as far as what I believe, because I can't think of anybody else. If Mbappe can somehow make a turnaround with PSG in the league, and then somehow
turn around, they're already winning the league.
No, I'm just saying like in terms of how he's playing, because he wasn't playing great and not scoring goals. I'm just saying in terms of how he's been playing, and if he like that's what I meant by turnaround, meaning like just start scoring like crazy, yeah. and then be the guy for France as opposed to Benzema. Then I think it would obviously lean towards Mbappe, because obviously they're both going to be fighting for each other in terms of they want to win, but now it's like who's going to be the guy. You know, who's going to be the savior of France, or who's going to be the winner for France?
No,
you know
we can't involve the World Cup. It's after the season. This season ends in May, right?
Yeah, but are they doing it? Are they doing the Ballon d'Or this year?
Yeah. So if you're saying
hold on.
You just said the whole thing was off of the season.
Yeah.
The World Cup is in November.
Oh, okay.
The Ballon d'Or
you're right.
Ballon d'Or always been.
So
in
when
November,
are they going to
December.
announce the next one?
The Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
I think right before the World Cup. They haven't said it, but they just announced that it's the season, right? That they're going off of. They didn't say.
No, because now I'm confused. Because if they're going to go off, because then they're basically going back to their the same thing. Because
yeah, but this is just the next one. So the one coming now in this season.
So are you telling me?
I'm going off of what you just said.
I know, but it's basically what it was already. If they're gonna base it off of the end of or the beginning of this year, which is the second half of this season, and then you're basing it off the first half of the next season, and then the World Cup, right?
No, that's considered a calendar year.
I know, but that's what it always was.
That's how it's been.
It's always been a calendar year.
Then again,
if they're gonna go off of like I said,
then again, there's been summer big tournaments, and this tournament's not in the summer year.
No.
So
I know.
That's a big factor
I'm trying to figure out when they're gonna do this and go because.
Well, the last time it was in November. It was around Thanksgiving when Messi got it.
So this next Ballon d'Or, what are they gonna go off of? Are they gonna go off of this second half of the season and just disregard the first half?
The season. You just
I
said
don't think so.
You just said we
No,
spoke.
no,
You
no,
said
no,
they're
no,
going
no,
off
no.
the fall, when the season starts,
Which was last year.
which is last year. That's,
Yes.
that's the season.
Yeah.
And it ends in May. The whole season. That's
Yes.
the whole season.
So then, so like I said,
So after May, there's the next season.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So they're not gonna go based off. So anything they do,
Dude, look it up.
I will. But I'm just saying, they're basically what it sounds like. They're not gonna even make any consideration in terms of that fall, the beginning of the fall season of next year.
Which what you said earlier.
Yeah. No. I know what I said, but I guess my understanding is, the last game of this season is everyone's last chance, or whoever's, to basically make an impression in terms of who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or.
Right.
Because after that, it's like, let's just say Benzema doesn't win. He scored X amount of goals, and then the fall season, when it starts before the World Cup, he's like on fire. But it's like, but we're not taking what you just did in the last 3 months to consideration into the next Ballon d'Or.
Because
which is fine.
Everything you said.
Yeah, no. But again, that just doesn't make sense, because it's like, I don't know. It's just weird that, I guess, the way they're trying to time it and do it.
It sounds weird because it's honestly
really
everything
weird.
you just said.
Yeah, it is what I said, but it's just weird
because
how they're gonna go about it.
All they said was like, if they do that, that means they don't take in consideration the end of August and September of next season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, since there's a major tournament, which is the World Cup, which helped out Modric because it was in the summer, and that was taken in consideration, right?
Yeah.
That was after a season.
Hold on. Let me read it. It says, as far as the voting criteria goes, France Football confirmed that it will be based first on individual performance, followed by team performance and fair play. Meanwhile, is that the player's reputation, performance from past years should not influence voting. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, let me look at this one now. The ballot will undergo significant change ahead of the outlet of the Friday. The outlet that awards a Ballon d'Or at the end of each year announced Friday that the award will now follow the regular European season rather than the calendar year. That means the next Ballon d'Or will encompass 21-22 season, which ends with the Women's Euro in July, and will not include the 2022 World Cup, which is what we're talking about. So that means they're going to do it this summer.
After the Women's World Tournament.
Yeah.
So
they're not doing it in November. No, if they're doing it this summer, that's fine. That was my point.
They're probably gonna announce it right before the season.
That's where I was. Okay, if they're doing that, then you're right. That's fine. There's no issue there.
That season. So
yeah.
Again. So basically they're kind of going back to how it was.
Yeah.
Because right now it's against those three guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's literally out of the Champions League at this point still.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So again, whoever wins champions and has the higher goal and then win their leagues.
Yeah. No. It just because the way you made it sound when you said it's before the World Cup, my assumption was
it was in this
like November or October. They were gonna basically.
I think.
You get what I mean?
I think it's gonna be probably August.
No, it's saying after July, which is the Women Euro. So I'm pretty sure, like you said, August. So maybe
right before the season starts.
No, yeah, which is fine. But it's just weird that we got one in November, like almost towards the end of this year, and then now we got pretty close.
Because why? Because Messi had a tournament in the summer.
Yeah. No, I mean it is what it is, but it's like
that's why
I think they knew that already, which is kind of which is weird because it's like, hold on.
They kind of want to make it clear, saying well, since we don't have any big summer tournaments, the Nation League just starts off, but it's not ending that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, Messi and Ronaldo, he's gonna make it champions. So these guys are gonna actually get it this time. Yeah. So you guys are probably not even gonna be nominated.
So guys, thank you, but we want to.
That's literally what they're saying. They're like, all right, they're out. Okay, so I think it's around that time they both were out when they announced it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we get it. You guys don't want us there anymore. Fuck.
Jesus.
You know? So the next Ballon d'Or, which is the following year, right?
Yeah.
That has to be taken into consideration.
The World Cup.
Because it's in the middle of the whole season.
Yeah.
So that's more of it could be a Cristiano again, it could be a Messi again, because depending on now their Champions League of that or the World Cup because it's bigger.
Yeah. I think the main thing, and I'm sure I don't know if this was part of it from the previous years, is just they're saying now off of individual performance.
Yeah. So again, they still have to have a performance.
Which I think is what it was before Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, because they each individually.
Because we look at players in the past, like Nedved got it. I think Kaká got it. There's been a couple players that are like, oh, okay, yeah, he was a good player. Like, he didn't, like, score goals but he was a really good player, you know?
Like De Bruyne can get it.
Yeah, so there's players that I've seen that are, like, individual talent. It's like, oh, yeah, that's a really good player.
Yeah.
So they're kind of going off that, but just now putting it just off the season now.
All right, with all that being said, then who do you think now? Now that you know how it's going to end.
Jesus
basically
Christ.
Champions League, right? And if they win the league and have multiple goals. See? So Benzema is in the good running now.
No, I never said he wasn't in the running in terms of
your prediction.
Like people were just like, oh, he's gonna win. I was like, let's hold the brakes. He had a couple good games, which is fine, which is good. Yeah. I'm not saying he was never at the caliber of being a world class player. He has been. I just think again it's gonna come down to the Champions League and and it'd be funny if like right now the running I guess you could consider Salah, Lewandowski and Benzema and watch City win and and then it's like what do we pick?
De Bruyne?
De Bruyne. Congrats. And oh man, what a like spit in the face would that be to Lewandowski if that were to happen. Like I'd feel really bad if that were to happen. Man, I don't know now because I feel like it could be one of those like let's just say Liverpool wins. Like they could just give it to Salah, but it's like he didn't really have a good second half of the season. He had a real good start of the season. Yeah. It's just weird because it's like I think it's the only one out of all that has, I guess you could say, the benefit of the doubt is going to be Lewandowski right now. Just because in terms of he's just been consistent all year in the sense, but it's like, yeah, it's nothing really exciting because it's Munich. Yeah, you know. So the standout, yeah, right now is Benzema, just because of what he's been able to do. I guess you could say in the time span of the last couple months. But Lewandowski's just been doing what he's been doing already, so everyone's just like, okay, Lewandowski does that already. You know, it's like I just feel like they're kind of giving the edge right now, at least obviously to Benzema. But if it were to really come down to it, I mean, if they're really gonna go based off individual stuff, I mean, I think you give it to Lewandowski. Because if he doesn't win Champions League and Benzema wins Champions League, then yes, give the Ballon d'Or to Benzema. But if neither one win it, and let's just say Salah doesn't go in and win it, I think you give it to Lewandowski. Just because of how he's played all year and everything. I mean, and they say you can't go off the years past. Yeah, it's fine. But if we just even think about that, it's like, I mean, since when he didn't win up until now, I would say he was probably the best player in the last 3 years. Since the year that he was supposed to win it. That they didn't give it to him. Since then, I believe he should have won that year.
And this one.
I believe he should have won this last one. And if he were to obviously stay consistently as he's been doing, I believe he wins this one too. So I feel like he got robbed of possibly 3 Ballon d'Ors. Or at least, you know, he's got robbed of 2. Yeah. I don't think you could rob this guy a third time. That'd be fucked up if you rob this guy a third time. I mean, it's something drastically like I said, if Benzema doesn't win and Liverpool doesn't win for Salah to try even be in consideration and you don't give it to Lewandowski, yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I'm with you on it.
Because that's how I'm seeing it.
I'm also just waiting, I guess, for the last 4 to play and see how they do.
So I just think it comes down to who's going to win the Champions League. Yeah. I still don't favor Salah even if he wins Champions League.
I think the only way I think Salah could get it is these last 2 games. I mean, like if he just outshines the goals in the last couple games and in the Champions, like if he scores 2 or 3, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's like a oh shit. Like,
yeah, because let me look.
Because that's for
he's got 20 goals in the league right now. He's the top goal scorer. But again, the last couple games he hasn't really done much. And then if we go to Champions League, I think it's Benzema that's in top right now. No, sorry, Lewandowski's on top with Benzema right behind with 1 less goal. Just got the hiccups now.
Yeah, see? Because I don't even know how many Salah has. Probably 4, I don't know.
Salah has 8.
Oh, but how do the other guys?
Benzema has 11 and Lewandowski has 12.
So as I'm saying, like, so if Salah and miraculously scores 2 goals in this next game,
8, 9, yeah, he's back.
And then in the final or now in the semi, he scores another couple of goals.
Yeah.
So again, it's all 3 of them, dude.
No, it is all 3 of them. I just think
Salah has to do those things.
I think he's just got to do a little bit more.
Yeah, has to just step up.
Cause I'm not saying he's like far behind, but he's got to play catch up right now. Yeah. He's got to play catch up because right now I think Benzema and Lewandowski are those two.
After saying all that, I don't mind it to be these three guys right now.
Oh yeah,
they all deserve it. All three of them deserve it. It's just whichever the last one standing, pretty much.
Yeah.
And if Lewandowski can't do it, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he does deserve one after the two robs.
I think he got robbed twice.
But this is more of a fair game now. Like now, Messi's not even in the run, and Cristiano's not. Like now, it's more like okay. Now this is kind of like hey, take advantage of it. Yeah. Like, out of the three guys,
it's gonna be those three. So we'll see what happens. But I would like for Lewandowski. Because are they the same age? They're the same age, huh? Let me check.
I think so. Both Benz and I think they're both 34.
I'll check right now. Player stat. 33.
Who's 33?
Lewandowski.
Oh shit, Benz.
And then Benz is 34.
And Salah's like what? 30?
And then Salah is 29.
Damn.
And he looks like he's 45.
He looks like he's in his mid 30s.
Salah looks like he's in his mid 30s. Only 29?
That's funny.
What the? Are you serious?
He looks a lot older, huh?
He looks way older.
Not like say way, but
no.
He looks like
he does not look 29.
Like he looks older than Modric.
Yeah.
Modric is 34, I think.
That's what I'm saying. As opposed to 29, he looks way older.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know Salah was 29. He still got some years left, and he could probably still do some damage, especially the way where he's at. So, thanks for having a good season, Salah. We'll give it to you in a couple years, buddy.
he comes back next week, shows you how like, what now, Mikey?
You know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned that. I was watching something about Tottenham. One of the they were doing the reporters or whatever, and they were talking about Harry Kane and Son and all that, and then the guy goes, Tottenham doesn't win this game if Harry Kane doesn't show up or Harry Kane doesn't score. Da, 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 da. And they're like, really? With Son and da da da? What has Son done? And with this and that? And then the last game, Son goes and puts like 3 goals and Harry Kane doesn't even score. And like Son has like a terrific game. And this is like probably like a day before they were just like talking about Tottenham. And I was just like laughing and thinking in my head, I'm like, wow, I wonder how that guy feels. I really want to see that conversation.
I'm waiting for this right now.
I'm kind of waiting for mine right now. I mean, well, no, it's okay. He played today. It's all right. He didn't do anything. He played today. That's okay. It's okay. And they're already winning 3-1 the first leg. All right, it's fine. Nothing's going to happen. We're okay. We're good. We're good.
I'm taking Benz.
I'm going to go Lewandowski. For the Ballon d'Or, I'm going Lewandowski.
That means Madrid's going to win one without Cristiano. For Benz to win it has to be champions for me.
Yeah, for me, Lewandowski just
that would be
for me. Madrid and Liverpool can't be in the final. Lewandowski be in the final, and then City wins.
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
Then Brian comes out of nowhere. Kevin. All right. Are we good on that?
Yeah.
The Ballon d'Ors.
I think we've covered.
We covered most of it.
I think we've caught up
for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
The World Cup.
I mean, we didn't talk about some other stuff, but
Champions is next week.
It is next week, right?
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. The season's getting closer to ending.
Yeah, the 12th and the 13th.
It's like what, about 8 games left for everyone in most of the leagues?
Mostly, yeah. Yeah,
Real quick, prediction. Man U makes it to champions or no?
Let me see where they're at.
They're on 7th place. They play Liverpool next.
They have 7 games left. Nope.
So that means Cristiano leaves.
Yeah. Son of a... Nah, come on, man. What an embarrassment against Everton. Like, really? Yeah. An embarrassment. And then you got Norwich. You played the two.
Sorry, Norwich is next. Sorry.
Yeah, Norwich is next, then Liverpool. But you got Liverpool, Arsenal, Brentford, who has been doing well, Brighton, and then you still got Chelsea and Crystal Palace. I don't think anything after Norwich is an easy team. Because, let me check here. Brighton's at 11th. Brentford's at 13. Norwich, I think, is going to... they kind of have somewhat of a running. I think if they lose against United, I think they're completely out and they'll go down to the next bottom of the league, or the next league. I mean, Brentford's middle table, Brighton's middle table, Crystal Palace's middle table. We still got to play those three, and we still got to face Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal,
and Liverpool.
Oh, sorry, and Liverpool. So we got to play the top three. Sorry, the top five, which is Liverpool, Tottenham, and Arsenal, and we still got to play the mid table, which is Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Brentford. And we just lost to shitty Everton. So
Yep.
I won't be. They might be playing that. What do they call it? The freshman sophomore tournament.
Oh, the third one that's coming.
The third tournament that they've created for the 7th and 8th place teams, I think, or the 6th and 7th, 8th place teams.
God.
So they're gonna play in that tournament. It's the same trophy with less shiny on it. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
So it's the same year. It's the same trophy as the Europa Cup.
But it's less shiny.
But the Europa Cup, it's like if you look at it, it's all like it's solid. It's all solid. Like it looks like a cup. This one, it's like let's take off all the stuff and make it look like a bunch of bars.
like solid color, like a matte color.
No. Let's make it look like the.
What's it called?
How do I call this? It's
What's
like the Conference League. It's a Euro Conference League or something like that.
Euro Conference League.
Yeah, look at the trophy. It looks like if it's what they structure the Euro Cup. I mean the Europa Cup before they actually make the cup. That's what I meant. It's the skeleton. There you go. It's the skeleton of the trophy. The Euro Conference Cup or something. The Euro Conference League. There it is.
Is that it? I saw it.
I think I saw it. There was a photo.
Is it called Euro Conference League?
I think so. Yeah. There it is. Look at it. It's the but look at like
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I see it.
See the Europa League and then the Conference League.
That's interesting.
It's the skeleton of the Europa League Cup.
That's funny.
So now we got the varsity tournament, we got the JV tournament, now we got the Frosh Soft tournament, or the freshman tournament.
Shit.
Oh,
I wonder how that's
gonna
go.
But yeah, that's
I don't know. It's a title.
Oh God.
Is that better than Copa del Rey?
I don't think so, because there's a reason why some of those leagues only allow one team to qualify. You know what I mean?
It's like in my head, it's like what's the purpose? Just to keep them playing?
I think so. I think it's just to keep them playing and allow a chance for those middle tables that seemingly don't ever get a chance to get to the Champions League, a chance to play for something. Because we don't have to go too far into it, but if you look at all the qualifications in terms of like Champions League and the Europa League, Champions League obviously takes all the big leagues.
Right.
And then there's teams like that you've seen in Champions League, like this was the first time ever in the. But if you look at their league that they were in, they won the league, but they had to play a qualifying game. Like they're not automatic. It's right
before the season starts.
Yeah, and they got to play like 4 games in the summer and then get into the league and then get drawn and then play another, couple games, whatever. So I think it's more for the teams below that at least get an opportunity to be in it. And then the thing with the Europa League, it's weird because all the third place teams of Champions League that don't go out of the group go down to the Europa League.
Right.
And then they all play a playoff, and it's like a 64 team playoff, and then it turns into obviously the round of 16 or 32, and then it's weird. But it's like when I first found that out, I'm like, that made no sense. It's like, why do that? Because I'm sure there's other teams that maybe could have had a better chance, but now you're just asking for these teams that were like, yeah, they struggled in the Champions League, and then they can really stride in the Europa League because they struggled for whatever reason, and now it's like the Conference League, which I'm thinking somebody had to lose in the Europa League that was a big name or a good team for them to be like, this isn't fair. Like, well, it's not fair. We should make another one so we can keep playing. Like, I feel like that's what happened, and I'm sure that's even how this happened with the Europas. It's like, I don't think it was here this entire time. I'm sure with Champions League, however they had it before, it was there, and then the team that maybe just missed out was like, well, we got to make one so we can keep playing. And then they probably made the Europa League and went on, and it just kind of trickled down that way.
I think it was. I'm sure it's kind of like that, but at the same time, it's also like the whole federation's like, well, hey, like, let's have them keep playing then, like, have them getting a chance to keep doing things and build their teams, because like if you keep playing, that's more money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Because there's more games.
Yeah. So.
But I'm trying. It's kind of interesting to see how this turns out.
I think the other thing too is it just gives opportunities for like the mid-table teams to go and play like the mid-tables of Spain or the mid-tables of Italy.
So it just cuts
like,
it all down, like we said. Like it's.
But it's weird because it's like the mid-tables of Spain sometimes go far in Champions League.
Yeah, like Villarreal right
yeah.
now. Like I don't think they're going to go this far. Like they went farther than Manchester.
Yeah,
they went farther than PSG.
Yeah,
and PSG has a loaded team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they won, or they were.
Yeah, Villarreal's in 7th, and they're in the quarters right now of Champions League. And they beat Munich. They're considered right now to be in the Conference League for next year, unless they win the whole thing. Because they said that about Man U. They said if let me see who's in it right now. They said I think West Ham's in it, or Leicester. It's one of the other two.
Well, they showed Leicester in this.
Yeah, someone's in one of those leagues. They said if whoever wins out of I think West Ham's even still in the Europa. Yeah, West Ham's still in the Europa. Yeah, because Man United's obviously out. If West Ham were to win in the Europa League, they get bumped. They get an automatic bid. I think it's a Champions League. So that would bump up. And let's just say everything plays out. The season ends right now. Man United at 7th. United doesn't go to the Conference League. They go to the qualification for the Europa League. But if West Ham doesn't win it all, then United goes to the Conference League. So that's what they were saying. I remember reading that they said if right now it all ends, and West Ham, United could go to the Conference League, but unless West Ham wins the whole thing, then they can go to the Europa League, the qualifications of the Europa League. If not, they're automatic to the Conference League.
So how many games does Man U have to win to get champion?
They have to.
Out of all the games, 8 left. You said.
There's 7 left.
7.
Arsenal still has 8.
4 or 5 out of them.
West Ham still has 6. West Ham United are tied in points, 51. Arsenal has 54.
It's still possible. I just want to see how many games we have to win.
It's still possible. I think they gotta. There's 7. I want to say they gotta win 5 out of at least 5. I think 5. Honestly, I think 5. And
out of those 5, 3 of them against the top 3.
Yeah, out of those 5, it's Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And Arsenal's at the cusp right now.
They lost. They just lost.
They just lost.
So
yeah.
they're like literally. It's one of those like keep losing. Now.
Yeah, they're right now battling with Tottenham to get the Champions League spot. Yeah. The guaranteed spot, not to go to the qualification. So
I wouldn't be surprised if like Ronaldo finally says, you know what, I never got to play with Arsenal. They wanted me, and he goes to Arsenal.
Oh, City, genius.
No, because he said he almost went to Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
They asked him on an interview, like, it was so close, but Manchester did the thing.
Yeah.
All right. I just wondered. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
All right.
We caught up on a lot of good stuff.
Hopefully we're back soon again. Again, I think Mikey's still a coach.
I think so. I don't know. I yell at some kids every now and then.
Kick the ball harder. The goal's that way.
I randomly just yell at a kid, and that's my job.
That's what he gets paid for doing. All right, guys. Until next time. Again, thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
For some of you that I've noticed that interact with us, keep doing it. Ask us questions. I post as much as possible for you guys to interact. So, yeah, keep doing all that stuff. We're going to keep going. And, until next time.
Sounds good. See you guys. Thanks.